What's your name? What's your size? True. Guys, tap that screen. Help out with the live goal. Let's get this thing going. We're going to have our friends Olive and Manny with us today. It's going to be lots of fun. In mansions and Benz.
Hi, friend.
What's up, friend? How's it going?
It's going.
Check it. Your friends with my friends, so we could be friends. Shit. Is that all right with you? Yeah. Keep banging. Guys, keep liking that screen. Let's, like I said, help out with the live goal. We're going to start bringing up guests here shortly. Yeah, we're vibing. Of course we are. Do you say trying to rap? I can spit Biggie like top to bottom. Give me Juicy. I can do that from memory perfectly. Don't give me this trying bullshit. Do it. I don't even want to hear it. All right, let's see here. All right. Guys, welcome on in. Like I said, we're going to be doing the next 2 hours with our friends Olive and Manny. This is going to be loads of fun. That's why I am on early, but I'm still going to be doing tonight with Nemo. So never fear. You get a double dose. It's going to be lots of fun. And so that's what we're doing. Manny's going to be joining us, right? He'll be joining us soon.
He said he was in the queue.
Oh, is
Babe.
he? I don't see him. I don't see him in the queue. Whenever he is ready.
He said he was in here. He should be ready.
Well, I see that he's in here. Whenever he's ready. Whenever you're ready, bud, you pop on up. That's all good. And we'll start seeing who we got here. Guys, help out with this live goal. Help out with tapping the screen. We're over on the tube. We got things going. And let's get cranking. There he is. Look at that. Look at how beautiful. And look at that. The silhouette. It's like a fucking angel over here.
What's happening?
I love it. All right, let's try. That guest didn't load in. Let's see what we got here. Mr. Radical. Hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Trump.
Hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. Can you tell us how old you are and what state you voted in, please?
$25 and Missouri.
Missouri. Okay. Did you want to discuss one of the topics that I have above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now with us?
I would like to understand why you say ICE is a domestic terrorist group, and you are a little bit laggy, so I might be a little bit delayed on my responses. I'm sorry, I'm using the phone.
I think you are. I'll tell you what. can I do this? I'm gonna drop you down, and then I'd like you to re-request back up. I'm not gonna bring someone else back up. I'd just like to drop you down and bring you back up to see if we could fix the lag. Okay?
Okay.
And request right back up. Okay?
Okie dokie.
Okay. All of
Those dogs are.
yeah, I know those. I'm not lagging with you guys, am I? I feel it. Are we?
Do the test, babe.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
You're not
Normal.
delayed.
No. It feels normal talking to you guys. So I just want to double check that it wasn't my end.
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. All right, let's try this again. All right, let's try this again. Mr. Radical, here's a little bit better maybe this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about the dog in the background, but I would like to understand why you consider ICE a domestic terrorist group.
Sure. Well, I'll tell you what. I'd like to let I definitely want to let my friends weigh in on this one, but I'd like to just start off with one. I just like to start off with one thing. Can you tell me what the actual definition of terrorism is? Do you know the actual textbook definition of that word? It's okay if you don't. It's all right. I'm not. This
I
isn't
do
like
know
a
that
gotcha
it means
or anything.
just causing terror.
Not exactly. You know what? That's not like the worst guess, but it's not exactly. It's actually the use of violence and or intimidation, mainly against civilians, and it's with the express purpose of reaching a political gain. Okay, so violence or intimidation used against civilians mainly to get political aims. And so when you take that definition on its face and you apply it to what ICE is currently doing right now, I think you might be able to maybe see where that would apply.
Yeah, that does make sense. I'll agree with you. That actually does make a lot of sense. But how about the word domestic though? Because domestic more of okay. But I would say that domestic is more like outside of the country, unless if I got that term wrong. But yeah.
That's
No.
backwards.
Yeah,
Domestic is domestic is homebound. Foreign is
Oh.
foreign.
Yeah. Domestic literally would mean here in the United States. So that's why we would call it that. We don't when we say something is an act of, for example, how old are you again? I'm sorry.
25.
25. Okay, that's fine. You don't remember the Oklahoma City incident that happened in 1995, but maybe you've heard about it.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Okay. That would be an act of domestic terrorism, right? Because it was an American who committed an act of terrorism. So that would be domestic. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, you guys aren't wrong about that. Honestly, the ICE domestic terrorist part, I mean, I honestly kind of wish I didn't vote for Donald Trump. Part of me, yeah. Part of me.
Oh, okay.
What part of you is that? Like, why do you say part of you?
Well, because I am a radical third way, but more of... I liked Donald Trump because I thought he would be more of going towards tradition and work, but he did do the tradition part, in my opinion, but he kind of screwed over the workers of America, and I find that's not good. You shouldn't really do that.
You find that so did you vote for him in 2020?
No, actually, I voted for Biden. Why?
Why would you vote for Biden in 2020? And then after watching a violent insurrection occur at the Capitol, seeing all of the different various criminal course cases against Donald Trump, seeing that he was found liable for sexual abuse, seeing that he was found guilty of 34 felonies, seeing that there were all these different things that were following him, seeing what he did to our economy the first time around, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just curious, what made you change your mind and say, I don't really want to vote for Kamala Harris because she's going to be doing more of those, just solid policies, and I'm gonna go with Donald Trump. I honestly am very curious. What is that? Why?
I have two reasons which I like considering personally legitimate. First of all, I had family pressure on me, and second of all, it was more of because of ideology. I'm more on that type of side of politics. I will admit that I should have maybe looked into his character a little bit more, Donald Trump himself, but I found that compared to Kamala, he cared about tradition more, yet with work. So in my head, I did the math and thought, well, maybe that's more closer to me. Maybe he's not as right wing as I thought he would be. And, well, we can clearly see in modern day that didn't go too well. So,
Did you say you were radical third way? Did I hear
Yeah.
that right? What is that?
Radical third way. I'm not a fascist, and I just need to clarify that. People do call me a fascist. I have messaged fascist, but nor am I centrist. I do have to clarify that. But radical third way, by my terms, is just wanting to defend tradition of the culture and fight for labor of the peoples.
So you're
And
anti-capitalistic nationalist?
I guess you can call me that if you really wanted to.
I'm confused.
I am too, but simply because when it comes to the right political spectrum, it seems like it's a bunch of terms that contradict each other, and then the right seems to say that's what I am, is a ball of contradiction. But I do want to get into traditional and like traditionalism, and which is a proponent of like conservatives, that they seem to say like we're conservative, we're traditional. Could a Democrat not? Well, first, before we get into that, are we under the same agreement that traditionalism and traditional values is preserving like law and order, value of like value of custom and proceeds? What is it like? History, family.
I would say mainly just preserving order, preserving customs, traditions, and local culture of the area and the total nation state in general. Yeah.
Okay.
That's about it.
So are we under the impression that we're not going to get into personal political ideologies. Are we under the assumption that anybody on the left cannot also be, no matter where they personally identify, cannot also just be a traditional?
I perfectly believe that's possible, but the only issue I have with it is that personally I do find that both sides of the spectrum, both left wing and right wing, are generally pretty selective on tradition labor. So that's why I have a lot of issues with them, why I kind of push back against Kamal. I mean, there's reasons why, but I mean, my biggest reason is because I believe they do a lot of harsh selectivism, or being very selective about it. And I find that's the reason why those two things I meant are contradictory, labor and tradition. It was more of made by the left and the right. And that's the reason why. I just find that they're too selective.
Okay, knowing that we don't have a perfect candidate that fits one specific box all the time, and that everyone is going to pick and choose which part of the political spectrum and slice that up into many different variances to fit their beliefs, knowing that that is something, what made Trump more of your pick when it comes to traditionalism? Law and order, he's a felon. Culture, where, family values, has cheated on all three of his wives. Authority, he rails against it and says that anybody that actually has authority is corrupt. I'm trying to figure out where the tradition for traditionalism really is within Trump's anything.
That's actually a good question. I would say mainly his tradition. The reason why I said that is because if I had to break it down in a very simple way, is because I find like Trump is, and I don't know if you would agree with me when I say this, but the MAGA movement, Trump, and all of that in general is very divided, like very divided. So there is a lot of branches to where Trump is at, that there is parts of it where it's not just what you described, if that makes sense. It's a broad selection of things in one human being, that which I found would be very interesting. So,
I'm
That
still.
that doesn't really. I mean, that doesn't satisfy the question, because I asked you specifically what element of traditionalism does he exhibit, and you just said, well, he kind of is a mishmash of different things, and the MAGA movement is divided, which we all know. But that doesn't satisfy the question. What element of traditionalism does he actually exhibit?
I guess America first. I guess.
There, what's America first about him?
Well, I mean, oh man, my phone's about to die. But
Because I'm still stuck on the radical third way, right? It's like whiskey, alpha, yo-yo, right? The third way,
hey,
not or third wave or way.
away. But I'm gonna leave. My phone's about to die. I gotta go eat
Because
dinner.
I just want to understand, because to me, what you sound like, and from what I'm understanding, you would be considered a libertarian left, ecological anarchist. So did you vote for Trump because you just wanted to see the world burn? Or I'm trying to understand, because it makes no sense to me.
Could I join back a little bit later?
Sure. If you're around and you'd like to come back up, Mr. Radical, that's fine. You can join later.
All right, I might come back like a little bit later. I'm sorry if I wasted your guys' time, but
No, you're fine.
That's all right. It's fine. You can come back later. We appreciate you being here in good faith. All right. Hope you have a good night.
Revive your phone.
All right.
Revive it. I was so.
I mean, I feel like it was more because the pizza arrived, but that's neither here nor there.
Say no.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Hi.
Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump.
Thank you. We agree 100% with you, friend. I'm going to bring you back down, though, because we are looking for Trump voters, but we agree.
That sounded like a child.
It did. It did sound like a child.
I've never heard. I've never heard of radical third way before.
I have.
So that's a.
I didn't want to touch.
Yeah, that's a weird.
I
it's a
was
weird
so
one.
stumped.
Yeah, it's because, I mean, he gave you the definition of it when he prefaced by saying some people think it's, and then it's like, fascism and neo-Nazis, but we're not that. That's not. It's like, yeah,
So,
no,
when I
that's
messaged
exactly
you-
what it is.
When I messaged you that's what it is. I was
That's
right.
what it is. But there's
Okay.
he doesn't want to be labeled.
He doesn't
by
want to be
that.
labeled.
Anyways,
By, yeah. Rob, hello. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Rob,
Sorry, I did by accident.
you came up by
Voted for
accident, or
Trump
you
by
voted for
accident?
Trump by accident?
No. I came up by accident.
That's all right.
Sorry,
bud.
guys.
You're all right. You're good, man. I'm just kidding. I hope you have a
Voted
good.
for Trump by
I hope
accident.
you have a good night.
Never
okay, bud?
Trump.
Never. Okay. Oh, we love Rob. W's for Rob. I hope you have a good night, bud. Cheers. W's for Rob and for Mariah. Yeah, you guys are good. It's all good. We appreciate you guys, but we do just want to get Trump supporters up here. We're just getting kind of rolling here. Please, let's get those likes up to make sure that we're cycling through the FYP. Please make sure that you are helping out if you can, not only with the live gift goal, but help out with our friends Olive and Manny, because if you do that, that also helps us cycle through on the FYP. We appreciate that, and that's good. But if you voted for Donald Trump, hop in the bus. Let's see, we got someone else here. Who we got?
I'm going down a weird rabbit hole.
you don't.
You don't want to.
Again,
Too late.
Times.
Hi, Meredith. Hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
I did. Do you remember me?
Oh, it's Stallion.
No,
It's
it's not Stallion.
No, okay.
No, it's not Stallion. I
No,
think
I'm not Stallion. I'm
Meredith, remind me, how old are you and what state did you vote in?
I am 30 years old and I live in Massachusetts.
I remember you. Yes, I remember you. Yeah. What did you want to talk about, Meredith?
I have it. I came a little bit more prepared mentally this time. I wanted to tell you why I voted for Trump, and I don't know the right words. I'm not very educated in politics, but I guess I have a right to vote. And then
Well-
I'm also open to hearing your theories
Okay.
as why I'm wrong
Well,
as well.
I got to be honest with you. I normally never do the why did you vote for somebody, because the election was well over a year ago, and why you voted for Donald Trump really no longer matters. My question for you though, but I'm not trying to. I appreciate the fact that you wanted to come prepared. I really do. But my question for you is, would you be able to, if I asked you this question, would you be able to maybe articulate something this way? If I asked you, what do you like that Donald Trump is doing right now? Could you articulate that, and would that be something you could talk about?
I'm gonna try my best. I like because everything's a little bit cheaper now. And I don't know exactly how, but I know when I go to the grocery store, it's a lot cheaper than when Biden was in office. Gas is a lot cheaper. Just from what I'm noticing, though, my taxes are a little bit cheaper, and I feel like that's a part of the things that I'm noticing. It seems like you don't agree with that, though.
Well, you can look at statistics and see that's not true.
Okay.
Well, there's a few different things. We could look at the consumer price index, right, which is put out by the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, which is the government, and they could tell you that prices across the country on food are not cheaper. Living in Massachusetts, I would tell you that we did just see a slight drop in gas prices, but that's mainly because we just switched over to the winter blend of oil, and that's like, you see that kind of like every year. So yeah, gas is down like 2 or 3 cents nationwide, but that's so negligible, and Donald Trump hasn't had any actual real effect on that. The other thing I would point out to you is that in terms of taxes, we've been under the same tax plan for the last 8 years. So in 2017, the last was when the last tax plan federally passed. So no one has made any changes in the tax plan since then, except until this past July, when they voted in the big beautiful bill, which is going to be our new tax plan moving forward. But that didn't take effect until January 1st of this year, and now moving forward, that's what it is. So in terms of saying you say your taxes are lower, nothing has changed, but from Joe Biden to Donald Trump.
Okay. It's just, like I said, it's just what I feel like I've noticed. I could be wrong about it. It's just kind of what seems like to me. Another thing that I do like that he's doing is I feel like he is putting America first.
How? How?
I feel like he is, I guess, I feel that other countries kind of took charge and was like, not running America at all. I guess that's the wrong word for it, but I just felt that they were, I guess, walking all over us would be a good way to put it. I feel like he's a little bit more strict. He's not allowing things to.
Is America first arresting their own citizens?
So that I don't agree with. That's something else I wanted to ask you guys about. But no, I don't agree with fully ICE's plan. I thought it was good in the beginning. Then when I started seeing like how they're arresting people, and there was a 16-year-old boy, I don't even know if it's called arrest, but detaining, that stuff I don't agree with completely.
Oh,
I don't think anything he's done is America first, to be 100% honest with you. I think it's been Trump first and billionaires first.
yeah, maybe
I do feel.
Meredith, maybe help us out here. Help the three of us out.
Okay.
Tell us specifically the policies that he's implemented that you feel are America first? Because what you said was a little bit vague, and that's fine. I'm
Okay.
just maybe you could just help us understand. What
Okay.
what do you feel in terms of his policies? So say some specific policies.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know specific policies. Like, I just don't.
Okay.
I guess it's just more of things that I've heard, things that I heard that he's like for and not for, I guess. But I don't know like specifics. Nothing but vibes.
I just
Uh,
I don't know. Like I'm not finding. Oh God, I'm not trying to come off harsh or anything. I just don't. I'm not finding that funny. I don't find that
oh no, I
funny.
read a comment. It said nothing but vibes.
It's a problem, though.
I like.
Do you want to be known as someone who's not educated to vote?
No, I don't. But like I
Do
said, I'm
you-
also open to opinion.
Okay. Do you want a brutal opinion? Because I can give you one of those.
Sure.
I think it's really embarrassing that you, as a woman, voted for a man who does not care about you.
What makes you feel like he doesn't care about me?
Everything he stands for.
Can I have an example?
He's talked about how he can grab women by the hoo-ha. He's made comments about women, gross comments. Quiet piggy. He's made extremely negative comments. He's justifying a woman being murdered in broad daylight. It's a shame that you voted for that. It's a shame that you, as a woman living in a blue state, voted for a Republican that has caused harm to women like me living in red states.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
I
problem.
understand that. I do. As for like the words, I don't know. I know that he said about the hoo-ha thing. That's
And
not
you're laughing about
funny.
it. There's nothing funny about what he said.
No, it's not funny. It's not funny.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know. I guess it's hard for me talking like on this thing with everybody. No, I don't agree with the hoo-ha thing. I don't, but I don't understand. You're not giving me any examples besides the words that he said.
Okay.
It means that he's making life worse for women. And no, I don't agree with the woman getting shot in the face
Hey.
at all.
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to cut you off. Were you going to say something?
I was going to say because I know you don't want to do this, but it doesn't seem like she has much of an idea of what is going on today for the reasons why she would still support. So I would just, what was the one thing, and only one thing, the one reason why you voted for him?
I felt like he was going to do better for America, our economy, and help people be happier.
But it's hard for me to have a conversation, just a simple conversation with you about what that means to be better for the economy. When
thought it
you're
was-
not, when
okay.
you can't tell me what economic policies, presidential actions, piece of legislation, what he has done that has, impacted your day to day. It's hard for me to have that conversation. I'm sure it's hard for anybody to try and have that conversation when you can't give us anything to go off of to have a conversation. So you say you voted for him because you thought he was going to be better for the economy.
Mm-hmm.
But when we show that he's not, you kind of say, well, I just need education. And I would say you needed education before the November election in
How old are you?
2024.
30.
30. Do you know how to figure out your own research? Do you know how to figure out what's going on in the world?
I got Google.
Okay. Do you have anything else besides Google? Like, where do you get your news? Where do you find things out?
Google, some social media things like this.
So you don't use like AP or Newsweek or Fox News?
No, I don't watch Fox News too much or CNN, honestly.
I don't think anyone here watches CNN, to be 100%
Yeah.
honest with you.
Do-
Okay.
I know. You said you live in Massachusetts. Do you read the Globe? Do you read?
What is it?
Do you read the Globe?
Yes, I do read the Globe. I
Okay.
read the New York Times.
Okay. I mean, that's good. And by the way, May, I agree with this because I don't think I agree with you that I don't think that the other that other line of thought was the way to go. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just curious that if you thought that Donald Trump, after what we saw in his first term, if you thought genuinely that things were going to get better, because I don't know about you, but I was just saying it's like if you like I just said to the last guest who voted for Joe Biden. Like, I watched an insurrection happen live on television, and then I watched somebody who was found liable for sexual assault of a woman. Then I watched somebody who was found guilty of 34 counts on a felony in criminal court, and then I watched somebody who was brought up on multiple federal charges and couldn't be adjudicated simply because he became president. We didn't even get to find out the outcome of those cases. But not only that, somebody who lost his license basically to practice, to have a business in the state of New York, can't run a charity in the state of New York because of the amount of fraud that person committed, the amount of bankruptcies that person has gone through, the amount of shady business dealings that we know that person is connected with. I mean, the list kind of goes on, and I think that's why we're all like, you're 30 years old, you saw what happened in the first administration, and now here we are. Like, you thought that was going to be better for America? And you're muted, by the way, Meredith. I don't know if you are aware.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm still thinking. Like I said, I'm not that educated, and I think that Trump did win the popular vote. So obviously, he was putting out some policies that made Americans think he was going to do better for our country. Not to say that he did or didn't, but at the time, that's what it did seem like, and that's why I did vote Republican. And then someone's talking about January 6th. I think that it's not that I agree with Trump on that, but I do think that as Americans, it was okay to storm the Capitol because we should be able to have some control as to what's going on as Americans.
What?
Wait, I'm sorry.
What?
I thought I was listening, but
You think-
maybe I wasn't.
You think it's okay for Americans to storm the Capitol because they lost an election?
I'm okay with Americans going against their government on either side, whether
No.
Republicans or
You think it's okay
It's our right to
for
fight the government to go against it.
grown at no. You're okay with
I'm not
grown
doing
ass
it.
adults. You're okay with grown ass adults
If
having a
they want to
hissy
them
fit. No.
there.
You're okay with grown ass adults having hissy fits because they lost the election. You think that's okay? Did you feel the same way when citizens were protesting against the injustice of the police system? Was
No.
that okay?
Yes. Yes, and I'm for people going against the government if the government's not doing something
I can't.
in the people's eyes that are right.
I can't. I live in a world where women think like this. It's crazy.
So you don't agree that we have the right to
No,
try
I
to
don't
go
think
against our government if our government is
I
not
don't
being
think
fair
it's
or is
okay.
there corruption in it?
I don't think it's okay for people to storm the Capitol.
I think that there's a difference between peacefully protesting and peacefully protesting for a perceived racial injustice because that was an actual thing that happened, right? That we all saw happen, like in actual video footage, like it was a thing that we all saw with our own eyes, right? You saw it, I saw it, Manny saw it, also we all saw it. Okay, that's a lot different than the president of the United States whipping up thousands upon thousands of people with rhetoric that was all lies, that the 2020 contest against Biden was stolen. when we know for a fact it was not, that Donald Trump lost every single federal case that he put up. Basically, I think it was 66 out of 67. He lost every single federal case that he went up. And 17 of those judges were literally appointed by Donald Trump, forgetting all of the other ones that were appointed by Republicans previously. But 17 of them were appointed by Donald Trump, and they didn't even believe his own bullshit and his own lies. So when you say, should we be able to protest against our government? Abso-fucking-lutely. Should we allow a dangerous con man to convince thousands of people that an election is being stolen and they should uprise violently
But
against
here's the
our
Union
elected
Freedom of
officials?
America.
Uprise violently against our elected officials and attempt to go schmurder them? No, we shouldn't allow that. That's why it's different.
Smearing feces on a wall, letting down the American flag and raising up a Trump flag instead.
Beating police officers with flagpoles, grabbing their tasers and using it
No,
on
I
them,
don't think
bringing
that
rope,
that's okay,
bringing
but
chains, bringing guns, bringing knives, bringing all of those things onto the
believe
grounds
that
of
it
our
was
Capitol
radical
building.
on both sides
and then-
during that time, though.
Awesome. Can you
Was
do
it not?
awesome?
Was there not
Fantastic.
cop
People were
cars
radical.
with us
Awesome.
on the other
Thank you,
side?
Meredith. People were radical on both sides. Give me one example where people were radical in that sense, where they were going to schmurder elected representatives, and give me something that would be comparable on the left. Go.
Well, there was no elected officials that were murdered.
Fantastic. So you and I both agree that since you couldn't single out a fucking thing, that the left absolutely is not as extreme as the right.
But when the Capitol storm happened, there was no murders.
Oh, really? There weren't?
Officers lost their lives that day. Actually, someone who should have complied lost her life that day too. Good old Babbitt.
I said elected officials.
And what I said is they attempted to. Now, I asked you to give me an example of any time that people on the left attempted to do the same thing, to go into a state capitol or a federal one and try to unalive elected officials. Please do tell when that happened.
No, there was not a time that I can recall.
Fantastic.
Right now
So then you have to actually
that-
admit, fantastic, Meredith. So then you actually have to
that
admit
there
that
was
it's not
elected
the
officials
same.
that were tried to be murdered.
Fantastic,
But there
Meredith.
was a
Then you actually
time
have to admit that it
that-
wasn't the same thing. So what you now need to
For
do is you need
elected
to
officials.
what you need to
So
do
is
is you need
American
to
citizens
Meredith,
not
Meredith,
as important as
Meredith. You need to stop and you need to take a step back. You're trying to draw a false equivalency that doesn't exist. If you can't name me something that matches that situation, they're not the same, and your whataboutism is a moot point. You have to admit that. I know you don't like it, but
Can you
it's true.
explain to me what the Democrats did?
Excuse me?
What?
Explain to me what the Democrats did
What are you talking about? I don't even
what?
know what you mean.
during the protest.
What
The
protest?
Democrats didn't. What?
Whataboutism to the opposite party.
But
J6,
there
Are
was-
you trying to tell me? You guys have the floor. Are you trying to tell me that there was no radicalism on the left side during all of these different things that were going on in the world?
You can't.
And are you
Different
also trying
things
to tell
going
me
on
that-
in the world.
Yeah,
gotta- I mean, if we're opening
in
up
America,
to-
guys, come on.
We,
You get what I'm
first
saying?
off, America's not the world, so I'm gonna
Sorry.
need you to reel that in. Secondly, you're asking us if there was not protests by people who consider themselves to either be Democrats or on the left at any point in time in history.
Okay, so let's go back to 2018, 19, 20. Was there never any radical protest on the left side that took
You-
place? Was there not cars that were flipped over, smashed?
Okay,
Was there
I'm gonna
not a
stop
lot
you
of-
right there.
okay.
I'm gonna stop you right there. As a person who actually attended the BLF, BLM protests in Los Angeles, specifically Hawthorne, the protest was about police brutality, not about my favorite elected official didn't get elected, my favorite Democrat corporatist didn't get elected.
Yes, and that is exactly what happened on to the right side. That
No.
the right
It's
wing
not
Americans did
what
not
I'm saying.
feel
I don't
that
think
it
you
was
heard me,
fair,
Meredith.
and
What
they
I'm
have
saying
the
is,
right to protest in
Meredith,
the same way
Meredith,
that
it's not the
Democrats
right.
and black
Meredith,
people do.
Meredith, it's not. You're not listening. You're not listening to me. You're not actually taking anything in that I'm saying. Police brutality is not comparable. It's not comparable. It's not even in the same realm as same
I
or
believe that
similar.
we have the right to protest anything that is not okay with our government.
Can imagine.
Meredith, as a black man, what's not okay with the government to a black person is not the same as you as a white woman protesting because the orange turd didn't get elected.
Correct.
I'm not
Because
white.
you guys had a whatever. You guys had a hissy fit because you lost the election. That's it. You tried to stop the ending of what happened. You were trying to stop because you wanted to believe you were manipulated by this man. Comparing that, no. I'm still talking, Meredith. They've been too. No. Meredith, I'm still speaking. Words are coming out of my mouth, right?
It's fine.
They've been nicer to you than what I have.
If
the
she's not
issue-
white, I miss raced her. That's fine.
But again, the issue that I'm having is you can't. Those are comparing apples to oranges. Okay. Even with everything that's going on, J6 wasn't enough for you. The E. Jean Carroll case wasn't enough for you. The 34 felonies weren't enough for you. Enough for you. Nothing was enough for you. This is the bed you made, and unfortunately, we all have to fucking sleep in it because you are uneducated and you don't know how to educate yourself.
It just
Either
sounds-
you're too lazy, or you choose not to do it, or you don't know how.
Well, from your end, it just sounds very hypocritical because it sounds like you're government first rather than the American people first.
How am I the government first?
Okay, Meredith.
Explain that to me.
Okay,
How am I
Meredith.
government first?
I don't think that this is going
So
anywhere
then
because
you don't support protest.
yeah.
When did I say that?
So I don't think this is going anywhere because you don't have a working understanding of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So you're running off of the vibes and feelings of wanting to think that you're doing something like your First Amendment right, protesting, all that stuff, and that we're telling you think we're telling you can't go out and protest, and we're saying no, you can't go and storm a Capitol. You believe storming the Capitol is protesting, right? You think that police brutality is just protesting. You think that all that stuff is okay. In your mind, you've warped that, right? In your mind, you've warped that people losing their rights underneath this administration is okay. In your mind, you've warped
the
that
Boston
us
Tea
going.
Party not a
I'm
protest?
sorry. Hello. I'm sorry.
Was the Boston Tea Party not a protest?
Right.
Hey,
Okay, that's
you know what?
fine.
You know what? Here, let me help you out, Meredith. Since apparently our education system in Massachusetts has fucking failed you, how many people died in the Boston Tea Party? What time of day did they board the ships and dump the tea into the harbor, Meredith?
I'm not sure.
You're not
but
sure?
I know
Guess what?
happened.
They did it in the middle of the fucking night when nobody was on the ships. Why did they do it in the middle of the night when nobody was on the ships, Meredith?
You are
Because they-
100% more educated
Because they
than
did.
me
I
and
know
all
that
these
I'm
different
100%
councils.
more educated than you. It's because they didn't want to hurt their fellow countrymen. That's why. Because they were true fucking patriots. Those were
Yes,
the
but you're
people.
diminishing
The
my
people that
opinion.
started. The people that started our fucking Commonwealth, where we live, were actual fucking patriots, and they didn't want to hurt the people that were their neighbors. Okay? That's how the Boston Tea Party went down, and that's why no one was hurt in the Boston Tea Party, despite there being blood spilled on the streets of Boston because of the British. So don't use the Boston Tea Party to justify the bullshit that you've done. And let me just say, as a fellow Massachusetts resident, you are being entirely too fucking hypocritical about all of this because you get the protections of living here and all of the benefits of living in a very liberal state, and all of the amazing laws that we have here and being number one in education and number one in healthcare and number one in quality of life in America, all of those things in the past year, that's us. And you benefit from that because we vote 65 to 70% Democrat. So you can sit there and do it. Why don't you fucking move to Alabama or Mississippi and then come back to us with these bullshit views? Tell us how you like Republicans then, because you sit here on your fucking high horse benefiting from everything that we have here in Massachusetts and going, well, you know, Trump. Go move to one of those states if you like it.
It sounds like
Our job's not to educate you. You are a 30-year-old woman. You can pull yourself up by your fucking panties and do it
you guys
yourself.
are diminishing my voice, and I
Cry harder. Cry hard. No.
No.
You didn't understand how to use your voice. There is no voice for you to use. You choose to sit and be ignorant. You choose to be woefully ignorant. Actually, if you want, trade places with Manny and I. We trade Massachusetts for fucking Tennessee all day, every day.
That interaction reminds me why when we talk about anecdotal stories and experiences, when we bring up facts, because when I use Massachusetts as a metric of like comparing against the top blue state, a stronghold Democratic state versus the number one Republican stronghold state, it is always Mass versus Utah. And it always comes out that the only thing that Mass has below Utah is the business growth, because Mass has higher taxes. She proves why you can't pluck one individual out of a sheet of out of a statistic, a data set, and say, but what about this one person here? No, because that she'd be the outlier. She'd literally be a statistical anomaly within Massachusetts educational success. It's insane. That's crazy. It's crazy.
I would love to go to Boston. Boston has a lot of cool history in it.
Yeah, come on down,
I also
guys.
really like
Come on down.
I like Fallout. Fallout's one of my favorite video games.
Mr. Radical is
What
back.
was that? You revived your cell phone.
Yeah, you got back.
I had to grab attention somehow by saying Trump is the best, but like,
I really don't want to go down political ideology. I don't know if Matt, do you feel like going down personal political ideology?
Not really. I want to talk.
Fine.
I really want to talk. I really want to talk policy. So I mean, Mr. Rago, if you want to talk policy, we can talk policy. But otherwise, I would prefer to move on to another guest.
Okay. I just find personal political ideology is like a kind of like coffee social talk. Like, oh yeah, you're a Democratic socialist. Oh yeah, I've been, I thought about it, and like that's kind of one of those conversations. Not a dude. If you want to be like, if you think you're not a fascist, but you're also like,
that just means that you and Matt are going to have to deal with me going down this rabbit hole and be like, is this what this means? Because I've never fucking heard it before. So just remember that.
Oh, God. I'm scared. Yeet. Hi. I'm going to invite you to unmute. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
No, sir, I did not.
Oh, okay, friend. We are really just looking for Trump supporters right now. I'm bringing back down, friend, okay?
Oh, no problem.
Right.
No problem. Understood.
All right. Hope you have a good rest of your evening. Take care. Guys,
I thought he said the radical Third Reich, and I'm like, what?
Oh,
that's what I thought he said.
Reciprocity. We talked to you last night.
Yeah. Yes. How you doing?
Hello.
Hi. I just there's a couple of things that I wanted to kind of felt I didn't have a chance to respond to. I felt The civil rights legislation, if implemented by JFK, would have been brilliant.
I really don't care to rehash our conversation last night,
Right.
and we
I
really
just-
don't
I just-
care. And
no,
so,
I
if you'd
just
like
want-
to, have a
Yeah.
conversation about
beyond-
current policy, that's great. If not, we can just move
Right.
on.
Right. No. So I just wanted to say that. That's it. BLM. The BLM riots that
Yeah, I
occurred
said
in
if you'd
Santa
like to have a
Monica.
conversation about current policy, we can do that. I really have no desire to talk about BLM. We literally only talked about it with that woman because she brought it up, and I really don't care. So,
Gotcha.
yeah. So, do you
Okay,
want
is
to
there
talk about
specific policy we should talk about?
anything current? Quite frankly, we can talk about, there's, like I said, the subjects above or a suggestion, or anything else that Donald Trump is doing that you like would be perfectly acceptable.
I know this is going to be a taboo subject. How do you guys feel about his support for Israel so far?
When has Israel been anything he's talked about within the last 48, 72 hours? Even within
I'm
the
sorry?
last few months.
Okay, so Israel's not a current enough topic.
Not to my, unless you can tell me where he's talked about it. Is there any time he's
Yeah.
talked about it within the last month and a half? Because the only thing I recall is they're talking about the Part 2 Act of the ceasefire, but the ceasefire is no longer a thing, so I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
What about his actions in Iran then?
What about Iran?
Do you think he should take action in Iran?
Why is he claiming he wants to protect the protesters in Iran, but not the protesters in the U.S.?
Sorry. So when you're talking about Minnesota versus Iran,
Minnesota versus Iran.
That's crazy.
wild
So
work.
in comparison, it's insane. So in comparison, he is saying that the protesters in Iran have the right to protest, and that the government is persecuting and being authoritarian and all that stuff. But when people protest in America, they are domestic tea, and they have the ICE as well as other federal agents have, what was it, absolute immunity, even though it's and all these others. So it's like it's hypocritical is what we're saying, that
okay, because I think you're mischaracterizing a little bit what
what's
basically.
mischaracterized.
So the problem with Iran is the terrorist Islamic regime that's in charge of it, right?
That's cool. I don't know what I mischaracterized.
So his issue is with the terrorist element of the government, and the terrorist element of the protesters.
Who deems it to be that? I'm just
who deems
curious.
what-
This isn't me having sympathy for Israel or any regimes. This is me literally asking you who is the one that deems who is a terrorist?
Iran funds the organizations.
No, I didn't
that
say
are
who they
listed-
fund. I said who gets to label them that.
Our State Department.
So the United States gets to label them that, right? The State Department, not
Well, yeah,
necessarily,
at the
not
direction of the president.
Congress, not a meeting
the
of the
direct-
minds, not something that they vote on and come to an agreement about and hold a hearing and say this is the evidence that we bring forth for the reasons why we are designating these groups as an FTO. It's, hey, I think this should happen. I'm going to give you 30 to 90 days and you get back to me with a report. And then our Secretary of State goes and says, yep, I agree, stamps it. And now they are deemed a FTO. So you're telling me
Understanding
that,
the process.
right. So it's not any other process, right? That is specific to the executive branch. It's very specific to the executive branch. It's not any other process. It's not how every other process works in America, right?
I said that's
So
my understanding
point-
of the process.
Right. So my point, though, is simple. You can go around and say that they are a terrorist. I am saying that you're only doing that because they are stating that. What is the opposite? What is the? Let's do outside looking in to America. America funds Israel.
Okay.
Someone can and probably does see America as not only a state-sponsored terrorist organization who sponsors Israel. That is the terrorist organization. You would disagree, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Why?
Because Israel doesn't target civilians for.
Israel target hospitals, churches as well. Israel target hospital churches as well as apartment complexes when they destroyed Gaza, when they attacked Hamas as well as the Fahad.
Also marked,
So they,
also marked journalists and marked medical personnel, marked by the UN themselves, sir.
We literally have testimony, we have testimony from Israeli snipers that were gunning down children and fathers who were just out to go and get food that Israel is halting, right? So I'm missing where the not FTO designation doesn't fit, right? Like, you're not making a compelling argument for me.
Okay. I'm sorry. You're saying that Israeli snipers admitted to targeting children?
Yes, although
that
you
we-
probably won't accept the source, which would be Al Jazeera, but that's fine.
No, I mean, you're saying that who is the Israeli sniper that's admitting?
Oh, do you want me to name a Israeli sniper? I don't get it, right? Because I can give you Al Jazeera as the source, and I can look up the article in which they're playing the recording of the man, but unless I'm able to pronounce his name, it's not.
No. I'll take the recording of the man talking about it.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Yes. It is very well known. It was published mid last year. Israeli snipers literally said verbatim, quoting him here. Yeah, I don't know why he would run and try to pick up the body of that man. What are you doing? He's already unalived. So then I unalived him.
It sounds like someone that's
Crazy.
prosecuted.
It's crazy.
That sounds
Civilians
like someone that should be
running over a child that was running to get food, sniped. And then the father running to get the body of his son, sniped. And you're like, that's
and you're
not
100%
terrorist.
sure that was an Israeli sniper that did that, because
Am I 100% sure that the sniper that wears the Israeli badge and insignia was Israeli sniper? That's crazy pretzeling that you have to do just to say that I don't think that they're a terrorist organization, that America is not funding a terrorist organization from the outside looking in.
Okay. So that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if an Israeli sniper admits to having done what you just said, then they should be prosecuted and
They're not going
sent
to,
I'm
though.
not asking you to do that because we know that A, they're not, B, they're told to do that. So there's nobody's going to prosecute them. That's not the
Netanyahu.
point. But that's not even the point of the conversation is, right? I simply wanted to see how you square away someone saying that they're a terrorist, they're a state-sponsored terrorist. You just did. You said it's because we deemed it. And that's all the justification you need. That's not all the justification I need, because we know in history America has deemed many different organizations to be terrorists just because they have a difference in political ideology.
Even religious ideology as well. Their religious point of views. That's what we could demonize people as a terrorist.
So
what I'm saying is that Israel prosecutes its soldiers that step out of line and misbehave.
we're not going to
What's
go
so
there.
funny?
So I don't stand with we're not going to go there.
We're not.
I don't stand with the United States intervening in a.
Wait, why aren't we going there? What is it?
Oh, because that's just a rabbit hole that I do believe gets lives taken down.
We're not
especially
touching.
when we
Yeah,
have
we're not
Zionists.
touching that.
So
Yep.
I'm 100% not going there. So no, I don't think that America needs to intervene in any more world economic anything. Okay, I think that personally, my personal opinion, okay, is that America and Western colonialism and Western civilizations need to get the fuck out of the Central and South America, as well as the Middle East and Africa as a fucking whole. They have been nothing but a detriment to those countries and continents. Okay, so no, I firmly believe that America does not need to step one fucking foot in Israel or in Iran. at
I'll go ahead and
all.
I'll go ahead and step. I just want to ask one last question, if it's possible. I'm just wondering, do any of you actually know any Israelis who are soldiers? Or
I give no fucks about the Israelis.
I do,
Okay.
but I don't understand why that question would make any difference.
I'm just wondering if you.
Yes,
if
and I don't
you've,
understand who
spoken to them or gotten their
and who
perspective.
who fucking cares. I'm Lebanese. Because
okay,
what?
Well,
Because what?
I'm Israeli, so
Awesome, fantastic. My girlfriend is Jewish, and yes, I've known people who served in the IDF. What's your fucking point?
okay.
Who cares?
And so you believe that they're evil people who would
Now, see,
snipe
this is the same thing that
innocent
this guy
people.
did last night.
See?
And see, this is his
Wow.
thing. Now, I want to tell you guys, Manny and Olive. See, this guy was up last night. Now, he did he tried to pull the exact same thing with ICE agents. Because we were pointing out
Oh.
with law enforcement, and Nemo actually did a brilliant explainer on ACAB and why you would say it, and not specifically talking about this, being able to say like, hey, if we're talking about individuals, that's not exactly what we're saying. But if you're talking about the fact that law enforcement as a whole is acting in a certain way, and then the Brotherhood closes ranks, and et cetera, like he literally said that all to you, and we explained this, and you're trying to pull the same shit. You're trying to pull the exact same thing, but now you're just trying to say it about the Israeli army, the IDF.
I'm saying is that the majority of people are good, and you seem to
No,
want to cast them as bad.
that's not how this
Nope.
works.
That's not how it
That
works.
is not at all how this works. Nothing at all.
We literally,
I bet
we
you
already
don't
had
come
this
to-
discussion last night, dude.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not here to say not all apples are bad apples. No, fuck it, bro. I'm not here for you to cherry pick who's good and
All
who's
right, fine.
bad.
I'm
All
not
right,
here
well,
to. I'm not here
thanks
to
for letting
make you
me
feel
on
good.
stage. All right,
Nothing
thanks
like
for
a
letting me
slipping
up.
cat piss. Cause it's fucking ridiculous.
I'm fairly certain, just judging on talking to that guy last night, I'm fairly certain that guy is some type of law enforcement officer. So, except for the fact that he didn't really know what the fuck he was talking about, so he might actually be ICE. Scotty, hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
I did. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you tell us how old you are and what state you voted in, please?
44, Ohio.
Okay, would you like to discuss one of the subjects above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
Let's talk about ICE as a domestic terrorist group.
Okay, what would you like to say?
Okay.
Where was all the outrage when Obama deported 7 million people and had ICE all over the United States? No one was in the streets.
Hi.
attacking ICE.
Hi. I'm 33 years old. I lived in California for about 30 of those years. The outrage. Hi. Actually, if you want to know, okay.
Yeah,
It was
let's
on
talk
Vernon.
about it.
Yeah. So it was on Vernon, Vermont. A lot of the protests, specifically the whole kids in cages thing that the Republicans love to run and spin during that time. Yeah, kids in cages. It was the black women as well as black men that were protesting in the streets in LA about the kids in cages. We had signs. Hey, that was me, especially when I was working at the then Farmer John. Then it was Smithville. Now it's no longer there because they didn't follow C-19 protocols. So they're no longer there in Vermont or in Vernon. But anyways, that's beside the point. Yeah, East LA. Hey, I was there. I was there during those protest years. They were definitely protesting. There also since you brought that up, there was several lawsuits against Biden's administration or Obama's administration. Several ACLU as well as other organizations suing the administration as well as DHS for the practices. Do you know who got sued a lot underneath Obama during those ICE years?
I don't. Who?
Tom
Homan.
Homan. Did you know that?
No,
Did you-
Tom, I think Tom does a great job.
I know you do. That's why he gets sued. Because he does a great job. I don't think that works. I don't think those two things correlate. I think a person who gets sued a whole bunch from administration to administration isn't doing a very good job.
Did they win their cases?
Yes, they actually
against Tom?
did. Yes, they did. Do you know how badly they won? Tom wasn't there for Obama's entire tenure.
Okay, so where's
Okay.
this proof? You have the
Where's what proof? You want Tom's
that Tom got sued.
You want
and
oh
lost.
you want me to bring up Tom's court history? That's fine. I can bring up his court
care
history as
about
well as
Tom. I
his
don't
resume if you
I
want.
don't
Because
care about Tom. I don't care about Tom. I'm just saying,
Oh,
where
shit.
was all the media? And why no one
Wouldn't
was
you
getting
say-
ran over? and
Oh my
everything
God,
else.
cry harder. No.
These,
Oh, sorry, Al. Please go ahead.
no, that's the truth.
No, I was just gonna say, wouldn't you say social media presence has changed a lot of the ways we see things and how we can actually have viewership? We're more knowledgeable.
Facebook was still
Okay, I'm
around
not
in
talking about
2008,
Facebook. I'm not
2016.
talking about Facebook.
So was Twitter.
I'm not talking about Twitter.
What are you talking about then?
I am talking about the fact that we have more social media presence. There are more ways to make things go viral. More people are chronically online, and people know that you can get things out faster and louder via through
So-
stuff like TikTok.
So if you go out and protest and you get arrested, right? Do you think that the people from the borders come into the jail and protest for you to get out?
that's crazy. That's
What is-
that's
that
that's
has
a
nothing
that's
to
a
do-
crazy
They're not.
that's
We're
nonsense.
sitting here defending,
So I have
we're sitting here defending protesters.
yeah,
people that came
I
into our
will
country
defend
illegally.
I will
illegally,
yes. Yeah, I'm-
illegally.
Okay. So
yeah.
NBC News, April 5th, 2014 at 4:52 p.m. Immigration advocates rally to curb deportations with Mr. President, stop deportations, #not one more. That was literally the march on the in DC for the White House to see. They didn't just go out there with signs of Barack Obama black and white. Yeah, it's like,
There you go.
where were they? This wasn't televised. I think it was actually.
Wow. And there you go.
But then,
How's
I'm
that?
saying
How's
it's
that
not
for
every
you?
day.
How's that
It's
for
not
you?
people
How is that
attacking,
for
it's
you?
not attacking, it's not people-
Scotty. Hey,
Shut the fuck
Scotty.
up for a
What was
second.
that, Scotty? I'm
They're
sorry,
not
I couldn't. I'm
attacking.
sorry, I couldn't
They're
hear
not
you, Scotty. What was
attacking
that?
us.
Yeah, you shut the fuck up. It's my live. Get the fuck out of here. Thanks, Scotty. You keep saying the same thing over and over, and if you would shut the fuck up for a minute, we can explain to you exactly why it was different. Number one, you're talking about a number of deportations that happened over 8 years. That's number one. Number two, the number of due process violations in the way that Barack Obama handled his deportations was absolutely negligible compared to the way that Donald Trump is doing it. Also, Donald Trump is going after people that are legally seeking avenues to remain in the United States, such as asylum. When you go after people that are legally trying to stay in the United States and deport them, that also draws a lot of attention. And then additionally, when do you send ICE into communities in massive sting operations, wearing masks, using helicopters in the middle of the night, which are things that never happened under the Obama administration? Those things draw the ire of people in the United States because that's not how our law enforcement agencies work when it comes to ICE. They do targeted small
So you're
scale.
telling me
I'm
7
literally
million
still
people got-
talking. They do targeted small scale operations, and that's why you never heard about it during the Obama administration, because they didn't do bullshit like they're doing now and have done for the last year. They had better trained agents, and they were a much more tight and small agency that simply went in and got the job done without hurting American citizens. They have now unalived more people in the last year than all undocumented immigrants did in the entirety of 2024. That's why they're getting more attention now. Does that answer your question, Scotty?
You guys have Trump derangement system. That's your problem.
Now see,
System?
that's
System?
now see that's not
System?
now see that's not a response to my question, Scotty. And the problem is that when I allowed you to actually respond, you had fucking bubkiss. You've got no facts, and you've got nothing
I
but
don't
your
have
fucking
bubkiss.
you got your fucking feelings. I literally just listed off a bunch of facts for you, and you're like, you have Trump derangement syndrome. Ah. Give us some fucking facts.
System, not syndrome.
Oh, system
He
or
said
whatever.
system.
So give us some fucking facts, Scotty. Come off mute and give us some fucking facts.
You know,
Defend
if
your
people got
position.
Due process. out of here with that
Cool.
bullshit.
What's
I
a
am trying.
awesome?
You keep
What's a
muting me.
awesome? What's a
You
Matthews
think
test?
7
Awesome,
million
Scotty.
people
What's a
got due
Matthews
process?
test? Awesome. You want to talk about due process? What's a Matthews test? Describe what a Matthews test is to me. Talk about due process. Let's go. What's a Matthews test? Hello? Unmute. Let's go. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean. I was inviting you to mute. What's a Matthews test? Let's talk about due process. Explain. Let's have a great. I love talking about due process. Let's go.
You think Obama due process?
What
7
is a
million
Matthews
things,
test?
deportation?
What is a
I
Matthews
don't know what a
test?
Matthews test
Exactly.
is.
So how can
I
we
don't
talk
care.
about due process if you don't know what a
care.
Matthews test is, you
Because
moron?
you're lying. It's just like due process with Bin Laden. They went over there and killed him.
Yeah.
Or unalived
What?
him.
Cool.
Sorry.
Awesome.
Unalived
Wait,
him.
what?
But
Pause?
Trump goes over.
Hold
and
on.
does it.
Hold
on.
Now you guys want. Now you're defending a domestic dictator.
Hey bud, hey bud,
And you guys
hey
wanna
bud.
think that's
Can I
sounds
ask you a
bad.
question? Is Osama bin Laden a U.S. citizen, and does he get due process under the Constitution? Fantastic! I'm so glad that we
No,
figured out that that was a
neither's the guy
bullshit
from
thing to say.
neither's-
That was
neither is
amazing
the guy
pivot.
From Venezuela.
What was
Neither is
that?
the guy from Venezuela, the one Biden put
Except-
25 million bounty on his head.
except-
so Trump goes over
Yeah.
and does.
Yeah, except for the fact that when you bring someone to the United States and you put them in our criminal justice system, suddenly they are subject to our constitutional laws. Oops.
I don't. This guy is so stupid. The only reason why Maduro
I'm not
is
stupid. You guys are the
yes,
Trump
yes, you are,
deranged
because the
people.
only
You're
reason
mental.
why Maduro, the only reason why
Obama-
reason why Maduro is even here is because of due process. That is the only reason why, because we unsealed a indictment from 2020 underneath the Trump administration in New York City. You said that he doesn't get due process. He literally
Joe Biden put a
is.
$25 million bounty on his head.
No, he didn't.
$25 million. Why didn't Biden go get him then? Yes, he did. Look it up for yourself. He did put a $25
I already
million
know.
bounty
I
on
already
his
know
head.
what happened. In 2020, there was a $10 or $15 million bounty. In 2025, it rose to 25, and then in late 2025,
And
it
who
rose
did
to
that?
50.
It wasn't Trump. It was Biden. It was Biden.
I don't
Why didn't
think
Biden
you-
go
I
get
don't-
him?
I don't
Why
think you
did-
heard any
know
of the
what?
information
this ICE
that I
thing
just
would have
said.
never.
Hey,
ICE
excuse
would
me.
This would never happen if Biden wouldn't open up the border. We wouldn't even have this
Cool.
conversation about ICE.
Awesome.
Because
I'm gonna.
Biden and Harris
Yeah, I'm
wasn't.
gonna pause you there for a second. I have to read off a couple of things. Want to say thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Tammy, earlier for the Blue app. You know why? Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you to Mike for the Blue app. I apologize. I didn't get a chance to read this one earlier for the guest. I do apologize. Mike wanted me to ask the last guest if he knew where the headquarters were for Antifa. That was a good one, Mike. Thank you. I appreciate that one very much. And then I got two on the Green app from our friend Catherine. Thank you, Catherine. Holy shit, kid, this woman is fucking nuts. I think that was for our friend Meredith. And then also, thank you, Catherine, again. Scotty is a bootlicking scumbag. Ooh, so gross. I didn't say it. Catherine said it. Manny, Olive, do you guys have any that you need to read off at the moment? Since we've gone a little while without doing any announcements.
I haven't looked.
Okay.
I just messaged Blue. So in my bio is my link tree. I mostly just want people to go check out my Substack, check out my Blue Sky. But my link tree has actually my friend Blue's Venmo. He's in between blessings. He just started his new job, and he needs a little help while he before he gets his next paycheck, just to pay. So that's what's there. So I'm asking to see if anything has went to his Venmo. It's not going to me. I honestly,
The stuff
even
that comes to me that goes to Manny. Like I
right,
want
the
you guys
coins
to
that you guys send me goes to Olive. I don't even my Substack's not even monetized. It's all free. So I just the traction is fine for me.
all the links that I have up there. I don't have the Green app at the moment, but I have the Blue and the Pal Pay. And if you guys are sending something to Manny, you can also just send it to me, or just send both. Do both. Do half for Blue, and then you could just make it work.
Nice.
But anything that I get goes to Manny. So.
And one last thing that I'll say before we re-engage in the conversation is thank you to Lindsay. It says, take care, friend, from your friends at the DNC. Thank you to the DNC for
You got your
support.
DNC
I got my
check.
DNC money.
Motherfucker.
Thanks, Lindsay. You're
I got my
hilarious.
Antifa check on Monday.
Oh, there you go. Go get yourself something nice. All right, Scotty. So do you want to try again here, because this is really falling pretty flat for you?
This is just going to go in circles. You're going to believe what you want to believe. I'm going to believe what I
No,
want to
see,
believe.
what's already
You don't
happened
live in
here.
reality.
Yeah, what's already happened here, Scotty, is
I
that
live
I
in
just
reality.
gave you a bunch of facts about
I
a
voted
thing.
for it.
I just gave you a bunch of facts about a thing, and then you came
How do
back
you know
and
it's
went
facts? Where'd you get it
TDS.
from? What website?
What website for which fact? What
That's
would you like a fact
because
on?
You think Obama?
Hey, bud.
You think Obama had due process on
Great.
7 million? That's how
when
foolish
number
you are.
one, it was
7
three.
million
Bud,
people.
hey, time out, bud. Hey, time out.
You're
Let's,
funny. It
If
wasn't
you would
7
stop,
million.
if you'd stop talking for a
He
second,
deported 7.
if you would stop talking for a second, I'll answer your question. If you could just stop talking, I'll answer your question. You don't have to just keep saying the same thing over and over. Number one, it wasn't 7. It was about 3.1 million over 8 years. Okay, that's number one. Manny, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that number, by the way. That was the last, if I recall correctly, that was the number right around 3 million. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's
So-
around like 3.1,
Yeah.
3.4.
So it's less than half of what you just said. So let's get that number correct. And by the way, you can find that number very easily on DHS. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, if you want to talk about it and you want to talk about due process, we know what a Matthews test is because that goes back to the Supreme Court case in 1976, Matthews. And Matthews, it basically establishes, the Supreme Court said, here is a methodology that you can use that would establish, and you can go down, is due process followed? Because due process doesn't always mean you're going in front of a judge. It doesn't always mean that. A lot of people think that it does, but it doesn't always. And so there's a methodology for due process being followed. And so that's why I asked you, if we're going to have the due process conversation, do you understand what a Matthews test is? And you don't. So I don't know how we could have a conversation about understanding why what Obama did follow due process as it relates to a Matthews test if you don't understand what that is. I'm so sorry, but this conversation is going to fly right over your head. And if you think otherwise, I would like for you to provide evidence if you want to make the positive claim that Barack Obama was violating a bunch of people's due process rights in the same way that Donald Trump is. I would very much like to see the Supreme Court case that happened or the federal cases that happened where it was repeated over and over. It doesn't mean that Barack Obama never made a mistake, but they would do the thing where they would try to remedy their mistakes if they did them. I'm not saying they were perfect, but when you have the Trump administration being found in a 7-2 Supreme Court judgment saying you did this wrong and you didn't follow due process, and then the Trump administration goes back to the court and they're just like, oops, sorry, but then they don't fix anything, that leads me to believe that they're not only doing it on purpose, but they're absolute in their defiance of the Constitution. Again, unlike the Obama administration. Do you understand why those things are different and why you have zero evidence to prove otherwise?
Couldn't get my mic unmuted. You're telling me 3.4 million people got due process.
You didn't listen to a fucking word that
There's
I just
no
said, did you?
difference.
You didn't
No,
listen to
I
a fucking
heard-
word that
I
I
heard
just
what you
said.
said.
Awesome. Then
It makes
explain
no
explain
sense.
back to me what I just said.
It's just
Explain back to me what I just said.
mind-blowing to me
Explain
how-
back to me what I just said.
Mind blowing to me. How,
Explain back to me what I just said. If you were listening to me, what did I just say? Explain it back to me. You weren't listening to what I just said. You just repeated the same fucking question that you asked that I just explained to you. So if you were listening, come off mute and repeat back to me the explanation that I gave you. This is MAGA, you guys. This is what we've got now. This is where we are. Do you need help with the mute button? Here, I invited you.
it wouldn't come off mute. Like it was like stuck or something. I don't know what's going on.
Great. Can you explain how the reasoning that I gave to you and the thing that I explained to you? What did I explain to you?
Nope.
Nope. Of course you didn't, because you weren't fucking listening. I literally answered your question in detail using absolute facts, and you just got your fucking feelings.
Where's the
Because you're a
facts at?
fucking
Where's the facts at?
snowflake.
Where's the facts at?
You're a
Where's-
fucking snowflake.
No,
I
you're a
gave them.
snowflake.
You're a
liberal.
snowflake. No, you are.
Let's keep.
No, you are.
We wouldn't have a fucking ice problem. We wouldn't have a fucking ice problem if Biden and Harris wouldn't let
Hey,
us fuck in
hey,
here.
What about
hey,
Biden?
hey,
Be a
hey,
conversation.
Scott,
So go fuck yourself.
Scott,
It's always
Scott,
gonna be Republican.
Scott,
Try me or
Scott, Scotty,
Oh, let's boo
Scott,
about everything
Scott.
Trump does.
Hey, Scott.
Sorry, Olive. I
Who
didn't.
put in Title 42? No, you're fine. Who put in Title 42, Scott?
Oh, I forgot. I muted him, and now he's going to take like a minute and a half to. Oh, he ran away. He ran away. Of course, he ran away. Sorry, Olive. I forgot if you had mod powers. I thought you did. Do you not? Do you? I forget.
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. W's in the chat to Mia for the 5 on the blue app that said Soros dividends. I got part of my Soros check, I guess.
Mia. W's for Mia. Nice.
I asked about Title 42 because he kept saying Biden allowed these people to come in.
I just
Because, you know, Biden. The Biden.
I can fully admit that the Obama administration made mistakes and that they made errors. But I also very firmly believe that that they did their absolute. I think that they did their best to correct certain issues for the most part, in terms of civil liberties. Okay, maybe not always, but from what I understood and from what I've read, that this was not an absolute pattern in the way that it has been with the Trump administration. I don't find them to be comparable. I don't.
They're not. No, and I agree. They're not. I mean, the Obama administration targeted criminals. We know that by the ICE memos that were given out. We know that by the protocols for DHS that was written. We know that the Obama administration, yes, had plenty of lawsuits from not only the predecessor, Bush, but going into his administration until he started actually changing the way that DHS and ICE was actually going after people. We know that targeted raids were not at work sites predominantly, and it was rare that they would be at work sites. We also know that the vast majority of the due process was actually handled at the border. Even then, underneath his administration for one singular fiscal year, they were claiming it to be a border crisis, and that was the moment that Obama actually came into office for his first term, where it reached the peak of, I believe, 1 million encounters. The Republicans called it a border crisis, and he got it under control. It's just, they aren't comparable when we look at he had a net negative of immigration, more deportations than immigrants coming in. This is just strictly looking at encounters. I don't like to look at that because coming in is entirely different words. We still had visas. And that's the other thing, right? Underneath Obama's administration, we didn't restrict visas. We didn't restrict green cards. We didn't restrict refugees, asylees, amnesty. We didn't restrict any of these special visas, any of these types of processes that allows people to come into the United States. We actually grew them a little bit. We expanded them a little more. We made it to where, DV is actually a reason to seek asylum, But underneath this administration, in 2025, we just removed the ability to seek asylum. One of the reasons being femicide in the around the world, actually, which is a 30-year standing policy that he just removed. So, no, they're not comparable. They're not comparable in any sense. ICE raids were happening. Obama's administration was deporting a lot, specifically with ICE. ICE was everywhere, and they had issues, and that's why someone like Tom was removed.
it's exactly right. And Manny, also correct me if I'm wrong. It was Tom Homan was only there from like the beginning of 2014 to like part of 2016, right? He was only there for like that part,
Yeah.
right? And then and he was exited
Yeah.
from the administration, like you said.
Yeah, no, he wanted to do the thing that the Trump administration did in the first term, which was up the, was it 1325? He wanted to up it to a felony,
Right.
rather than a misdemeanor, and he wanted to, persecute them at the border. That's what he got underneath the Trump administration. But he wanted to do that underneath Obama's administration, and Obama said, "No, we're not doing that. We're not separate. The goal isn't to do that," because he knew the Flores Agreement, he knew TVPRA, he knew that what we had would not only contradict that, it would create a systematic problem in immigration, and that's why he did push for legislation for immigration and was denied it and had to do a deferred action.
Yeah, which actually makes sense. Real quick, Olive had sent this over, and no, friend, I hadn't seen this, so we're gonna watch it all together in real time. Let me turn the sound on the tube real quick, and this is Stephen Miller on Fox News.
To all ICE officers, you have federal immunity in the conduct of your duties. And anybody who lays a hand on you or tries to stop you or tries to obstruct you is committing a felony. You have immunity to perform your duties, and no one, no city official, no state official, no illegal alien, no leftist agitator or domestic insurrectionist can prevent you from fulfilling your legal obligations and duties. And the Department of Justice has made clear that if officials cross that line into obstruction, into criminal conspiracy against the United States or against ICE officers, then they will face justice.
So, yeah.
I did hear that. I don't know if it was earlier today when I was scrolling while at work or yesterday, but I did hear bits of that. I didn't hear the full thing, the beginning of it, but I did hear the end where they have absolute immunity. And
We
then,
fucked.
I mean, he can say that all he wants.
No.
Federal officer has absolute immunity. The only time they have qualified immunity is when the individual is being sued, and the federal court can say that's more of a state or the federal government rather situation, but that would be qualified immunity. It wouldn't be absolute immunity. Does not exist.
It's not a
for
thing.
them, so
It's not a thing.
no, it's not a thing.
That's not real. Holy shit. Goddamn.
I love y'all.
Pass the Tylenol. Thank you guys, by the way. Let's please make sure that you're continuing to support our friends. Thank you, Beardavite. Thank you, everyone, for the support. Please make sure that you're continuing to do so for our friends here. We're having a great time on a Thursday night. This is good. We've got just over 900 people in here. If you voted for Donald Trump, we'd very much like you to hop in the box. We've also got some folks still watching over on the tube. Thank you guys for being over on the tube. Thank you to JW for the gift of the jewels. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. If you guys are interested in supporting us further, links in bios. Manny was talking about earlier, helping out our friend Blue. You can find them also in Olive's and then in mine, like normal. So please do. See what we got here. Oh, wait a second. This is hold on, Mike. You're a friend. Was that a mistake? That was a mistake.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Sorry,
That
Mike.
was a mistake.
Thank you, friend. We appreciate you very much. W's for Stukas. Thank you, friend. Oh God. Okay.
He's come to haunt.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, what's up, man? Listen, I'm gonna address the prompt about how ICE is not a domestic terror group. This is slandering the nation. And it's really disappointing that people will be saying stuff about Americans who are just trying to shut down hybrid warfare and fifth columnist.
You can like cut the shit. Anyways, do you know where abolish? You know how old abolish ICE is?
Yeah, it's been around. I think Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was saying something about that.
Anyways,
But
so abolish ICE was around even during the Reagan era. And Reagan would probably be the nicest Republican to immigrants in Republican history, considering he is the amnesty in chief. But abolish ICE is a lot older than I think you are. But anyways, now that you're done waxing poetic,
I'm not waxing poetic. I'm just saying.
can you repeat everything you just said?
Yeah, I said, listen. I said we're getting rid of the hybrid warfareist people in the fifth columnist. That's what I said.
No, you actually
You
said a
know,
lot more, but that's fine. I'm glad that you summed it up. I'm glad you gave us a TLDR.
yeah. I
So
like to
why
keep
are
things
you?
brief.
What do you think? What do you think is wrong with classifying ICE as a DTO?
I mean, because here's the thing, right? What about these people who entered the country illegally?
What does
What
that have to
about these
do
people?
with them being designated as a DTO?
What is a
They're not
DTO?
designated as a DTO.
What is a DTO?
Why not?
You said is that domestic T organization?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty good with my acronyms. Listen,
Well, I'm just using the acronym that the Trump administration made up. So I
no, the DTO is Antifa.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
again,
That's
the
the
Trump
DTO.
administration made
hold,
up. Go
hold
ahead,
on.
Matt.
Yeah, so
No,
let's,
they didn't make
all right,
it
all right,
up.
let's go with your great, Indy. Let's go with your logic. Define terrorism for us.
It's like the unlawful use of force
Against
on innocents.
In the pursuit of
Political means.
fantastic,
Political,
awesome,
objectives.
awesome, and then also to be a DT G, right? To be that there's an organizational structure. Because you can't be branded as something without there being an organizational structure. In fact, our own government defines it that way. Like there has to be some sort of a hierarchy and a structure. Like we have to be able to identify it. Hold on. We have to be able to identify it in that way. So, can you explain, number one, what were the implicit acts of violence and or intimidation that Antifa used against people, and what was the political aim?
Well, I don't have to know all that to know.
You
if
certainly
they're-
do,
whether
because
they're
if you're
one of
going
these-
to define them a terrorist organization, you would actually need to fucking back up that statement. So, can you please?
I didn't define them as that.
You sure just
Hold on,
did.
whoa, sir.
You did.
No.
Yeah, you just
Trump
did.
with an executive order. He did.
No,
I'm
Donald,
listening to what the president say.
So do you agree? All right, let's just cut the shit. Do you agree with the designation of a DTO for Antifa?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so
absolutely.
then now, why are you bullshitting Matt right now? Like,
No.
What is up with that?
I'm
Like,
not-
no.
I'm not.
What is up with that? I'm not defining them as that. That's what the president did. I'm just listening, actually, but I do agree with it.
But I do
Like,
agree.
then why are you bullshitting?
Look. You look.
Did it what?
Not him teacupping.
man, he called you right the fuck out, Indy. Come here hot, Indy.
W's in the.
Come here hot. Oh, sorry.
Oh, my bad.
You got so mad you
bad.
teacupped. W in the chat to Lindsay for the 10 on the blue app that says, didn't know the DNC did, or the DNC didn't forget you. And Manuel, keep up your good work.
Nice. I'm glad you guys got yours too.
We weren't forgotten.
You know, those checks are sporadic sometimes. So and the payments, I mean. So thank you to the DNC. Thank you, Lindsay. We appreciate that. But Indy, great. So like Manny said, cool. You agree. So if you agree with that designation, then you would need to explain, because I'll tell you what, I can explain exactly how we would define them this way, and it's not even hard. That's a piece of cake. But before we do,
Well,
since
okay,
you
you
hold
said-
on, time out, Indy. Before we do, since you have branded Antifa that way, you need to now support your positive claim and provide evidence that it does meet those specifications. And by the way, would just like to point out one small thing. The President of the United States is not actually allowed to designate someone as a domestic terrorist group in an executive order. That's not a legal thing that he can do. He can just say it, but that doesn't make it true. Just FYI. So now, please offer up your rationale that would put Antifa into that designation.
Well, yeah. Listen, just because I listen to the executive order,
my God.
right? I'm basing it
You don't
on.
get plausible deniability, bro. You just-
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I get the hold on one more. I get to say, look, I get to trust the president of the United States judgment. Don't you think that's a fair argument? That's not a fair argument. Look, I don't have to know about the Taliban, and the freaking Al Qaeda.
Different. FTO and DTO is two different things. Not only that, but I disagree. I can sit here and actually argue against FTO designations as well.
Not Kermit.
So like,
Yeah,
this
but-
is another disingenuous argument.
No, you're making
Isn't that all?
disingenuous
Isn't that all
arguments.
Indy has though? Indy only has disingenuous arguments. You can't engage in a true and honest conversation.
Yeah, Matt asked you a very specific question.
No. You're saying, I have to know the command structure, what their political goals
Dude, we didn't
are.
even
I
get.
can't
Dude,
just
we didn't
take the
even get.
president's
We didn't
word.
even get. We didn't even get
Command
there.
structure is
I
crazy.
literally just asked.
Right.
Now we didn't even get to that point yet. I literally just asked you if you could just basically sum up for us and provide some examples of how Antifa is specifically using violence against civilians to further political aims.
I don't think it's just civilians. It's
That's what
because
the-
it's
that's what the
domestic,
T-
right?
That's what that's what the
Domestic-
legal
That is what
definition of the
domestic
T.
means.
No, not domestic. T.
No, I mean, but here,
Terrorist.
does law enforcement count?
What?
Yeah, law enforcement. I mean, look, the Renee Good episode. I believe that was a
Episode?
That's
the
crazy.
episode.
You want to justify you're calling a literal murder in broad daylight a
Oh.
fucking episode.
Oh, so now you're the Attorney General of the United States. You get to designate things as murders.
No, I
Yeah,
have I have two eyes,
The
and
Attorney General
I
of the
saw it
United
with my own
States.
eyes. It was murder.
Okay.
That's great.
Don't pivot.
It's a nice opinion. It's a
Don't
nice
pivot.
opinion.
Don't
pivot.
It's a
pivot.
nice opinion.
Don't
All right,
pivot.
and you have a nice opinion. Actually, I want to talk about opinions really quick. DTO, Domestic Terrorist Organization. It's an opinion.
It's not an opinion.
Really? Show me the statue.
You don't have to have a statute.
Yes, you do. FTO is actually a statute within our federal government. You have to have a statute in order to designate somebody as an FTO. DTO is not a statute in the United States of America.
Well, look.
No.
No.
It's not a well look. I want you to show me. I told you DTO is an opinion. You said it's not. Show me the statute.
Look, hold on, one moment. Look, we have an executive order from Trump.
The executive order is not a statute. A statute would have to be created by Congress. Show me the statute. Show me which United States Code, USC, creates and penalizes a DTO.
Well, until it's
Okay, so you
challenged
don't
by
have
Congress.
one. Until
No.
it's not challenged. So first off, Congress doesn't challenge. Do we know what the three branches of government and their actual job is? Congress doesn't challenge.
Yeah, until they legislate, whatever. I made a faux pas.
It's not a faux pas.
I see why
A
you
bit-
don't. I don't know. I see why he
I told
doesn't
you I
really get
don't-
around. I know.
I
see.
told you I don't like talking to you.
I know. Wait. Listen.
what's
I have
wrong?
not.
No, it's not you, Matt. It's
No,
not you, Matt.
I
It's
wish we had other
Olive.
other ops. Oh no. Oh, it's Olive. Oh,
No, I get it.
That's
I get it.
crazy. Blame me
I
for the
get
ops
it.
coming up here.
I get it. The
Oh,
ops are
no.
scared. The ops are
No,
scared.
we
So
just
we're
get
left
bottom
with-
of the barrel because Indy can't engage in a true conversation. You are
No,
the
I'm
bottom of
having
the
a true
barrel. No,
conversation.
no, you are
Look.
not, sir. You are the bottom of the barrel. You are no different than the fucking dirt on the bottom of my fucking shoe.
Hold on. Listen.
That is where you
We
fucking
have-
stand. You can't even write your own fucking book.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Your book is shit, dude.
Who said that?
Me! The
Oh, you
public
read it?
opinion.
His public
Oh, that's
opinion.
great.
But anyways, look, you don't have anything for DTO.
Yeah,
you
I
can't
do,
give me
I
the
do.
you can't give me the definition nor the nor any of the actual metrics that Antifa would meet to be even classified as a T, let alone a DTO.
No. Hold on. Antifa is a militarist, anarchist enterprise that explicitly calls for the overthrow of the United States government,
Where's
law
that
enforcement
definition?
authorities,
Where's that
and our
definition?
system of laws.
Where
This
is
this
that
is
definition?
straight off the WhiteHouse.gov.
Is the
Executive
the
order,
White House is creating
September
definitions now?
22nd, 2025.
Come on, Indy. And the White House is creating definitions.
Oh. So you're saying I can't count on the U.S. government.
No, they're
That's
very.
what you're saying.
I think if anyone wants to read something from whitehouse.gov, and Matt and Manny can disagree or agree with me.
Indy,
if
are
you're
you a
gonna-
Republican?
Yeah, I'm a Republican.
How long
yeah.
you been a Republican?
For a while,
For a while? What's a while? Put a number to it.
about 10 years.
Do
I
you
became
believe in the core
politically-
principles of being a Republican?
Yeah. I believe in the Republican
So
Party.
why are you asking me, a black man living in the United States, that whether or not you can trust the United States government? I thought the Republican Party was about not being able to trust big government. Do you trust the United States federal government?
To a certain extent, yes.
To a certain extent. So you have what I would classify as some type of healthy skepticism when it comes to the United States government. Yes or no?
Yeah, I absolutely.
Okay,
do, yeah.
awesome. No, the federal
I believe in
government
Second
cannot
Amendment.
create a definition, especially not the executive branch alone.
No. First off, right? You're just mad because you're sympathetic to these people,
Sympathetic to what people?
to the Antifa people. You're
Who's the
sympathetic to 'em.
Antifa people?
I don't know who the Antifa.
So how can I
people
be
is.
sympathetic to somebody that doesn't exist?
But no. But you're defending them, though, correct?
I'm
You're saying
defending
they're
what?
not- You're saying they're not a DCO
I'm not actually defending
organization.
them. I don't think, Indy, again, this is why I say we don't have these conversations with each other, because you just don't know how to have a conversation. This is not a debate. I'm not defending Antifa.
I
What
don't
I'm doing
think-
is
look,
what I'm
don't
doing is
project onto
what
me your
I'm
insecurities.
actually doing is talking to you about the idea of a DTO. I'm not
Yeah.
defending Antifa. I'm telling you that DTO can't exist and never will exist. The designation of something or someone being a DTO does not exist in United States law.
Okay, sure.
So here's
I mean,
okay, great. So
if
Indy,
you say so.
yeah. So great. So Indy, help us out here. So can you tell us, since you can't name any of the actual acts, the terrorist acts that Antifa has done, I'm sure that what you can do is maybe you could just point us to some of their statements that they've made about their acts. You know, the ones where they claim responsibility for their terrorist acts and they explain why they did it. You know, one of the hallmarks of terrorism.
Just look.
No, I asked you a question.
lack of
Is that I
evidence.
asked you a question? Is that a yes or a no? You can or
I
cannot
can't.
do that.
I cannot.
Awesome. So basically,
I
Indy,
cannot.
just to summarize your conversation with the three of us, in talking about Antifa, you can't explain anything that they've done. You have no political motive whatsoever. You have zero statements from them as an organization that would claim responsibility for a terrorist act. You've literally given us zero evidence. You've cited the president's executive order, which legally has zero bearing on anything because the president cannot, in an executive order, designate a DTO. That is not legal. There is no manner in which you can go about doing that. Zero. None. That's why Manny has brought up the fact that there's no statute to do that. You can do that with a foreign terrorist organization, but even then, the president can't do it via executive order. There is a process to do it. So even if he could do it with a DTO via executive order, it literally doesn't exist in our government structure. So since that's not a thing, and since there is zero evidence to support it, maybe you would have to step back and say, I cannot support what I am saying, therefore I am wrong.
Nah, no. Let me explain why.
No, I don't really care why, because you're just wrong, and none of us want to hear your bullshit explanation. I literally just laid out to you all of the reasons why you're wrong, and we don't care.
All right, well, then I guess I'll bounce it.
Cool. See ya.
Have a nice one.
Not even to mention that T charges are one of the hardest things to prove in any court.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the things that gets dropped. So prosecutors or the government rather levies T charges as a headline splash rather than actually pursuing them.
There's got to be There's got to be a bunch of underlying stuff. You're 100% right, dude. Yeah. No, you've hit the nail on the head. Like, absolutely. And by the way, that's not what an attorney general does, Indy. You meant to say a prosecutor. It's not what the attorney general of the fucking United States does. Jeff, you keep chirping away in the comments, and you're not in the requests. And also, I can't find you in the invites. So,
ooh, private.
Yeah. So if you keep saying put me in, bring me up, you're afraid. I'm like, come into the requests. We'll bring you up.
Oh, that reminded me. Someone said in a comment section someone said really crazy that they are pro family separation because they are anti kids being trafficked into the United States. And the history of that, the reason why that statement is so stupid is because we have a law called TVPRA, which protects trafficked children. Mm-hmm. And underneath Bush's administration, we did DNA testing from Bush throughout Obama. And there was an additional pilot program underneath Trump's first administration called Double Helix. DNA testing is not something new by the Trump administration. It was done underneath Bush's administration specifically for families, and it went throughout Obama's administration because we were trying to stop and protect who would fall underneath TVPRA. It's like the thought that you have to separate family members and then put children into ICE custody who would then get transferred over to ORR, who are then not being tracked by the federal government. You think that is a good compromise for less than 1% of people who were found to not have familial ties with the person that they were like? That is insane.
No, it's absolutely
hundreds of thousands of children getting lost in the system, their paperwork getting lost in the system, all because you found one person that didn't have a familial tie with that person.
Exactly.
The other 100,000, fuck them, I guess.
Fuck them. Yeah. Before we move on to our next guest here, real quick, I'd like to say thank you to you guys. Please keep liking that screen. Appreciate it. Make sure you're helping out not just with the gift goal, but taking care of our friends over here. If you'd like to offer additional support, we have links in our bios. Please make sure that you're subscribed over on the tube as well. Also, I haven't mentioned it, but make sure obviously drop a follow here for me. Drop a follow on my backup account. If you're new to our friends Olive and I guess maybe wasn't meant to be here. I don't know. If you're new to our friends Olive and Manny, you should be following them. I would be surprised if you weren't. And also if you're here with them, if you'd like to give me a follow too, appreciate that very much. I'm here doing debates generally Monday to Thursday starting around 10 p.m. and also Friday in the afternoons. And hey, I want to say thank you to Pedro in the chat. I think Pedro says, I'm a 42-year-old brown Latino veteran. Thank you for eloquently standing up for all of us. Pedro, I'm just trying to set these people straight, but I really hope that you follow both of my friends over here who are doing the same thing. Okay, very, very much standing up for immigrant rights in this country. So please make sure that you're following them as well. Who they're also doing an excellent job of that. Good, thank you. I'm very glad, Pedro. Very, very good. And everyone else should be if you're not already. Like I said, I'd be surprised if you're not, but just in case. So if you voted for Donald Trump, let's try to get one more up here before we wrap up this session. That would be good. Can we get one more Trump supporter up here? That would be great. I saw Jeff down there. It seemed like he was struggling to figure out how this works. It's the pink and the blue person, Jeff. You tap it and hit request. You can do it. Anytime.
While we're waiting for that, okay. Well, I would also like to promote that it may happen tomorrow. I don't know. I was voluntold that there's a 3v3 debate with myself, Blue, maybe Hector, maybe not Hector. I don't know. I'm not the one that's organizing it. It is Olive and Queen.
No. It is not me. I am not the one who organized it. It is someone else. I was the messenger, and y'all decided to shoot the fucking messenger.
Well, there may or may not be a debate going on.
Are you not in the group chat? Yes or no?
I am, but I was also
Okay,
put
therefore,
in the group chat at 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. last night, so I don't know.
The
Anyways.
group chat was made at like 6 p.m. yesterday.
Anyway, that's not when I answered. So, not you.
That's not true. That's not true.
Anyway, so
Sweethearts
follow
away, Matt.
Yes, so follow me. I'll definitely be doing a debate. If not that debate, I do go MAGA hunting on my off time because mental health is a luxury to have in the United States, apparently. Also, please subscribe, follow my Substack, follow my Blue Sky. I post daily updates about immigration news on my Blue Sky. Obviously, Blue Sky is going to be a lot more opinionated. But my Substack is typically more leaning towards the facts, doing op-eds from reports like Venezuela, as well as the ICE raids, and giving information of weekly immigration updates. So every Saturday, I try to drop what happened the full week, the full passing. And then lastly, gearing up this 2026, I said yesterday on Matt's Live, I'll say it again. The elections have started. 2026 midterms have started. They started 1/1/2026. I don't know if everyone's kind of like waiting for November. You wait for November, it's going to be too late. That blue wave needs to carry to November. If we can't sit and wait for the DNC, we can't sit and wait for Gavin, AOC, Harris, whoever it is, whoever it is. I don't care. You can't wait until they tell you, now go out and vote today. You guys have to go and look. There have been several elections that have happened this month alone. The Democrats have been winning only in the states that they are holding. Where they could have won, South Carolina and Alabama, those were flippable seats, specifically South Carolina District 98, 21 votes. 21 votes would have flipped that special election House seat in South Carolina. That would have, you're talking about like flooding the zone. That would have pushed the Republican Party over the edge. This needs to be like echoed every day, and every day. We have special elections, 72 special elections alone in 2026. We have 36? Don't get me. I have to relook. I think 36 governors. Obviously, all 435 House seats. I believe like 11 or 12 Senate seats. I can't remember the full numbers.
It's a lot. It's super important. I mean, it brings up just an excellent point. Be aware. Be ready. And for people like Jeff in the chat who were saying something like your election mean nothing, aside from the fact that grammar is not their strong suit, and oof. Aside from that, we know that these elections mean something because the House is razor thin. The House is razor thin, and they get to decide every piece of legislation that comes up. It's a 5-seat gap at the moment. Every special election brings us that much closer because they've won every single one, basically. Almost every single one. I think there's been 2 of the special elections out of fucking 40-ish that they have not won. So I'm talking about the higher level ones. I know that there are I know that there are lower level. I'm not talking about those, but just saying something like that doesn't mean anything is fucking wild. Absolutely not. If you're in charge of the House, everything changes. Everything changes. So we're going to make that happen. But like Manny said, don't wait until November. Make sure that you're aware of everything that's going on. Make sure that you're aware of everything that's going on right now. So please keep your eyes and ears open. Jeff says, don't have time for grammar, bub. Yeah, we know you guys don't have time for...
Don't have time for grammar.
It doesn't take you long to have autocorrect on your screen.
Right.
Don't have time for
Grammar
grammar.
is free.
Don't use pronouns. They don't use pronouns, right? Because
Adjectives, punctuation. Thank you for the attention to the you matter.
fallacy is spelled
Because-
Fallacy, Jeff.
Fallacy.
Mm.
But to the 719 people in here, if you thought you were following me, you probably aren't. My main account got hacked way back in December. Make sure you guys are following this account. I go live Monday through Friday from 9 until 11-ish. And then afterwards, I go hang out with my work wife from 11 till 1:30. I didn't really do much today because I'm exhausted. But I usually post the same things. I help Manny a lot with his immigration stuff. Currently working on something for Brett Cross on Substack, with Brett Cross on Substack. And then I do Manny's Blueski. So make sure you guys are following the Blueskis.
Follow the Blueski. I just invited Jeff again he popped up in the invites, and not only was it a decline, the invite button went away. You hit accept again. What the... Okay, bud. I don't know what to do.
Leave and come back, Jeff.
Yeah,
See what that happens.
try to leave.
Helps.
Yeah, leave the app and then come back in. Try that. I mean, I feel like that was a decline, but but I guess maybe not.
Wrong button. There's only 2 buttons. One's red and one's white. It's not hard.
Because I know we're gonna wrap up because we got the we've been pre-gaming for Nemo. Did you hear? Allegedly, I've only seen a video. Allegedly. Supposedly, that there's a video.
Who are you
of
asking, me or Matt?
No, Matt, because I told you about it when I was coming home. There's a video of the Minnesota ice shooting, the one that with the leg.
Yes.
But there's a video that no one actually came out with shovels. He wasn't actually wrestled to the ground with shovels and brooms, and he defensively fired because he was fearing for his life that the man was being followed, and that once he got to his home, he ran inside, and then the officer pulled out the weapon and fired into the home.
Where his pregnant wife was.
And there's a video.
Yep.
There's a video.
I have seen it. It is almost like DHS was like, sweet, no one has video of this. We're gonna come out with our story. And then a video came out.
It kind of reminds me of the woman that shot 5 times in the car, and then they said, "Oh yeah, she was attacking ICE agents with her vehicle." And then a video came out where she was the one that was hit by the ICE agent who got out the car and then shot her in her vehicle 5 times.
Fucking ridiculous. I know you're
Are you
shocked. They
telling
lied
me that
again.
DHS is lying? Are you telling me DHS lies?
Why would the federal government lie to me?
You know, aren't you supposed to trust the government?
This is actually really interesting. I'm not sure you got. Let me see this. Oh,
It's a kitty.
That's cute.
Thanks, Oya.
That's very cute.
It's a wiki kitty.
Um,
That's my DJ sound. You know, wiki
Don't get Matt
wiki
started.
wiki.
'Cause you know Matt.
wiki. That's what the sound the DJ makes.
Go ahead, boss.
I'll mute.
This is from the Bloomberg Law, and you get anyone can find this. You guys can find this, and you can read the sources on it, and it's wild. DOJ lawyers' courtroom lies challenge judiciary, ex-judges say. Former federal judges are lamenting a new challenge their colleagues on the bench faced. Government lawyers making false statements in court. Federal prosecutors and lawyers are, quote, lying to the federal courts. And President Donald Trump and top officials are, quote, trashing individual judges. In some cases, quote, you're wondering whether or not the information being given by the component of the action is accurate, and you're asking for details to follow up and getting gibberish, said former Judge Paul Grimm, the director of Duke Law School's Bolsh Judicial Institute. The judges made their remarks at a panel hosted by the Society for the Rule of Law, a conservative legal group that has been critical of Trump's policies. A study published this month by nonpartisan legal journal Just Security found 40 cases where federal courts have found serious defects in the government's representations in court, including false statements and contradictions. The government is lying straight up in federal court. They're just straight up lying in federal court. So when you want to talk about it, so it's like not only are they just like lying with this propaganda bullshit to us, they're doing it in federal court to federal judges. It's fucking wild. Like, that's insane. This is something that's unprecedented. Like, people want to talk, they're like, well, politicians lie. You can say that all the fuck that you want, but you show me another administration that within 8 months of taking office had over 40 documented cases of serious defects in federal cases where the government lied. It's insanity.
That reminded me, I had to go and look it up, the article from the federal judge back in November where they're saying that ICE officers are using ChatGPT to write up their use of force reports. A federal judge, the district judge Sarah Ellis, in her ruling wrote a 223-page opinion about the Department of Homeland Security allowing ICE officers to use ChatGPT to write their use of force report from the Chicago raids.
Unfucking believable.
We kept your seat warm, Nemo.
Damn it, I was going to ask him if he voted for Donald Trump.
Your little circle in the background made my brain go burr for a second. I was so confused. I thought that said high school, like HS, and then it says 4 or 5. I'm like, oh, that's what it's supposed to represent.
Surprised that you didn't say something else. Most people remark on how it looks like a
No, that's
fun
what,
wheel. And,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
very
if
intentional.
you squint hard enough, you could probably see them merge together.
Nemo, you missed our friend Reciprocity who came back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Is he the cop?
for sure,
or-
for sure. The cop, yeah, or
Okay.
ICE agent or whatever. He was, the guy who wanted to,
Yeah.
the guy who wanted to go down the fucking the civil rights rabbit hole.
Yeah, so, you know, Democrats have always been racist, and Republicans were never racist.
Never.
Oh.
You're gonna love this one though. You're gonna love this. Ready? But is everyone in the IDF bad?
Wait, he said that?
Yeah.
Remember last night? I was just like,
Yeah.
like, you're really?
Holy fuck.
Holy fuck. I was like, I was like, Nemo gave you literally the best explainer that I've ever heard on ACAB. I was like, that was fucking great. I was like, this is exactly how we should explain ACAB to everybody. And you just came back here and you're like, well, are they all bad? I'm like,
Wait a minute. Because you have a monopoly on Nemo, I think that you should.
monopoly on me. That's bullshit. I do not. I do not.
I think that you should start clipping Nemo segments and saying, like, you know, learning with Nemo, and then have that there, like, have that be one of the clips. You know, why ACAB is you know.
Well, I
think it would be a great, like,
Nemo gets
PBS
he gets the clips. You get the clips afterwards. At least you're supposed to.
Someone
You're supposed
goes,
to get the
"Wait,
clips."
Matt owns Nemo."
I do. This is not how that works.
I said monopoly. I didn't say owner.
Wait.
I mean,
You mean?
I did it.
Are you telling me
I was gonna say something.
Matt
smart
doesn't
when-
share?
I was gonna say something smart too when Nemo came up. Something about, like, so how about that Greenland or something. But, like, this is great.
You guys are listen. You guys need to stop because you're gonna. I'm like looking around and I'm gonna get in trouble with Nell. And I don't want to get in trouble.
I was gonna
I'm, like,
say,
looking around
yeah,
and
Nell's gonna yell at you.
Okay.
Nell Bell.
I don't
Nell
wanna
Bell's
get-
gonna be like,
I don't want to get yelled at. Okay.
get you.
Don't. No, thank you. But actually, before we wrap up with you guys, why don't you guys? I need 2 minutes because I need more because my throat is parched. So I'm gonna go refill my drink. Why don't you guys talk amongst yourselves for a moment? I'll give you a topic. The chickpea is neither a chick nor a pea. Discuss. I'll be right back.
Oh my god.
What?
The chickpea is neither a chick nor a pea. It's
What's the definition of a chick?
No, that's not what we're talking.
Like a chicken?
No.
I mean,
I know what a
will
chickpea
say,
is.
I will say that I consider a chickpea to be the it's like not actually a food item. It's kind of like
Really?
flour or dough. You know,
Yeah.
it is about to become a food item, but it in and of itself alone without anything else
like-
is not a food item.
so
Like, you can turn
'cause
it
it's
into
a
hummus, and
seed
when it
alone.
gets turned into hummus, then it's good. But before that, nah.
Used.
I always
preparation.
thought that chickpeas were like beans. Sort
They
of
are.
close to
They're
beans,
legumes.
So
They're legumes. They're no different than like peanuts and stuff. They're beans.
That is
I
one of those
consider that a
things
food,
that it kind of like it didn't ruin my day, but
I think he was
It's like-
trying to.
it was just like annoying when I learned. So when it comes to hummus, I am a total brand snob. I am a 1000% a picky snob when it comes to the brand of hummus. It's got to be Sabra, and it's got to be the spicy one. Now, here's the thing. I always assumed that hummus was predominantly a Greek thing.
Same. Are you telling me it's not?
No. Oh, okay. I'm about to ruin your day. Cool.
It's cool.
They-
I'm gonna ruin your day.
They're Israeli. So that's cool.
All right. The movement's over. I'm done packing it up.
Yeah.
Movement.
Done with
There was a
this.
chick. There was a. Wow.
No. I'm just
There wasn't a hummus movement.
over it. I'm throwing my towel in. I'm done. That just ruined everything.
I don't think I've ever had hummus.
Really?
You've never
Maybe.
had hummus? Jesus
Look. Okay. No, that's not true. I've had hummus before.
Have you had? You probably had hummus with bread.
Naan?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, they had it a lot. I think that was. I don't remember. I know I've had hummus before because I thought it was really gritty. I thought it tastes like the texture was sand.
Gritty.
It probably wasn't a good hummus. It's made by a white woman.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Howdy.
Yeah.
Manuel, last time I talked to you on Maddie, you got really angry. What's up? Okay, this time
Do I? You?
was it? I might have been on a different account, but I don't know. You got really upset.
I don't think I know you. But it's cool you're a fan. I guess.
You know who Maddie is, though, right?
Yeah, I know who Maddie is.
You go on her lives, yeah.
Do you think that I remember you guys?
He's not gonna pick you, Truth. You know that, right?
No, that's fine. No,
He's
you're his
happily
girlfriend. It's all
taken.
good.
He's happily taken. So
Yeah,
I don't
you're
know
his
why you want to
girlfriend. It's all
remember
good.
his name.
I'm just like genuine question. Do you think I remember you guys?
No.
Okay. All right. It's really weird that that's the first thing that you do, and you come up and it's like, you got really mad that one time when we were debating about politics. And
No, you got super upset when I said
You got
the ICE
re-
agent was justified.
Yeah, you got really upset when I said that this one inhumane action was justifiable. Yeah, you got really upset about that one thing about human rights. You seem to really get upset about people's human
I didn't get upset. I just
rights
said it
being-
was
No,
justified.
you're telling me that I got upset
Correct.
about somebody's human rights being violated.
Well, human
and you
rights
think
aren't
that
violated.
that means that what to me? That should I not get upset when somebody's
Lo-
rights are being violated?
logical people don't do what she did.
Logical people don't get upset when someone.
No, logical people don't do what Renee did.
People with emotion regulation don't pull out their gun and shoot someone in the fucking face.
Okay.
Well,
people
usually
with-
when you're dealing with
People, no,
someone
no, no. People with good training on a firearm don't just grab it and shoot someone in the face and stop shit.
Well, let's
Yeah, but if
someone
you're de-
someone who understands
dealing with someone
no,
with
no,
a
no, no.
QT,
If someone
whether it's a
understands no, no,
criminal-
no. When you're dealing with someone who doesn't have emotional regulation and can only get his feelings out by being angry and mad all the time,
No, that's
you
not
pull out
true.
your gun and you shoot a woman in the face.
That's not true at all.
Let's do this, and I think Matt would really enjoy.
He's feared for his life.
Okay.
Hit him with a
Truth?
vehicle.
Hey,
so.
Truth. I don't know. Maybe wait. Hold on. Maybe this works now. All right, so let's do this because I think Matt would enjoy this a lot. Considering the last time I tried this, it didn't go so well, and the Republican woman cried about it. So I think you would do better. I think you're the new champion. Okay. I don't remember you, but
What's your thoughts on Trump enacting
think-
the Insurrection Act?
so I think we can talk about this. All right, Truth. Let's have a debate.
Okay.
Okay. The topic is the Trump administration, with the at the head being Kristi Noem, is creating a problem. Is manufacturing a problem in the United States of America. Your turn.
Why do you think she's doing that?
Okay. So she is doing that. Why is she doing that, or why do I think the American
Yeah, why do you
government
think
is
she's
doing
doing that?
it? So she's doing that because Stephen Miller is telling her to do that.
And why do you think Stephen Miller's a bad person?
Because he doesn't like brown and black people, as he stated. So he is
I never
trying
said
to
that.
remove. I'm sorry. So he is trying to remove people's statuses in order to create a problem in America, stripping people's statuses, legal statuses in America, as well as not acknowledging that the legal process in which to claim a status is a legal right in which cannot be violated by ICE officials creates undocumented immigrants in the United States for there to justify their removal. So going back to the original point, the Trump administration is creating a problem, manufacturing a problem in order to run on it.
They aren't though.
Okay, I have proof. Do you want to hear that proof?
Yeah.
Okay, Kristi Noem, since she
Well,
became...
in regards, hold on, go back for a second. In regards to Stephen
back.
Miller, what you said had nothing to do with racism.
Okay.
Just because you take away people's status doesn't have
I'm not
nothing
going
to do with race.
I'm not going to debate. I'm not going to debate racism with you. Okay. So you told me to prove this. All right. So underneath the Trump administration, Kristi Noem has tried and failed to remove Haitians, Venezuelans, El Salvadorians, Nicaraguans, Cubans, as well as Laos, Nepal, and a few others designation from TPS status to green card and visas. Visas would reside underneath the State Department's purview, by the way, to remove their immigration status in the United States illegally. She has been shot down by these federal courts several times.
Were they given citizenship or no?
I didn't. That doesn't have any bearing to what we're talking.
No,
about.
it does, because unless they're given citizenship, then at
citizenship
any
is not-
time
no,
the
so
government can
citizen-
revoke and kick them out
citi-
of the country.
I'm not saying that the United States
It's a
government
privilege to
can't-
be here. You're
okay, so
you're
you're
speaking
not.
from a
Are
place of
you here
entitlement,
to
not a
have a
place of privilege.
conversation, or are you here to just think that you know something?
No, Manuel, you're speaking from a place of entitlement, not from a place of
I
privilege.
don't think you know
You're
the
talking about
definition
these
of
people getting their
entitlement.
stuff
I don't
revoked,
think
of
you-
people
I
of
don't
color
think
getting
you
their stuff
understand-
revoked.
I don't think you understand
Correct?
the definition of entitlement. So the United States government, under specific parameters, can remove someone's status. They have to be able to establish that reason. In the federal court, they were not able to.
Yeah, because probably a Democratic judge blocked it.
Republican. Specifically, the last one in December. Gnomes.
And what did they block exactly?
They blocked the removal of TPS status.
Or protective status. Okay.
Yes. Did you not hear about that?
So what are we doing now then?
What do you mean, what are we doing now?
Are we not removing people of TPS?
That's not the... Are you here in this conversation?
Yeah, I am.
What was the original claim that I made?
The claim you made was they were kicking out people of color, Venezuelans, Cubans,
That's
and
not,
others.
that's not what I said.
You said the Trump administration's creating chaos.
I said the Trump administration is creating a problem to run
Yeah.
on. They are manufacturing
They're
a
not.
problem.
They're just getting rid of
I
a
just told
an
you that
issue
they
that
are.
Biden created in the first place.
I just told you they are. And I gave you the very specific parameters in which they are. I don't... See, this is why I don't typically
But you look at it
have
as a
debates
problem.
with you.
I look at it as a solution to clean up what Biden started.
So if you create a problem and then present me with... If you light something on fire and
Like
then
Biden
present
can't
me,
create a problem and then could be the solution for it.
So Biden... Again, what is it with Biden? Why do you guys have old white man syndrome?
Because this overflows to what Biden had caused in the first place. You're talking about an issue that
so
Biden had
you can't
caused.
justify Kristi Noem's nor Stephen Miller and Marco Rubio's attempt
You
to
can't prove
remove
that anything
people.
Stephen Miller said was racist.
I'm still talking. So you can't provide us with any evidence of the contrary that says that they are not actually creating a problem, that they are just following the law and doing what they should be able to do underneath the guidance of the law, and that they are being stopped illegally. Instead, you have to run to Biden.
No, you're claiming there is a
on
problem
2025
when there's no problem.
Legal people here, legal people here, visa, TPS status, Twilight status, DACA legal. I'm speaking in these terms because I feel like this is the only way that you'll actually engage in this. So I'm going to use very simplistic messaging here. Legal people, visa legal, TPS status legal, designation is legal.
Okay.
Trump administration, removal illegally contested, stopped. Does this make sense to you now?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Trump administration creates a problem to then run up.
And then claims they fixed the problem.
Well, again, I don't really look at that as a problem.
So you don't look at creating a problem as a problem.
No, I don't look at that as a problem.
So you don't look at creating a problem as a problem. You don't think that lying to the American people, lying to the masses that there is a problem, and then creating the problem to then justify the solution, which is indiscriminately deporting people without due process.
The way I look at it is that everyone that's not a citizen is here under privilege. And that privilege can be taken away at any given time, and you can get sent back to your country.
Under very specific standards.
No, that's not the way I look at it.
Well, that I don't care the way
You're
look
speaking.
at it.
There you go.
It's
and
not
that's
about
the whole
the way
premise
that
of my
you look at
conversation.
it.
Is you're
It's not
speaking from a
about.
point of entitlement. You think these people are entitled to be here?
What entitlement
That's
am I?
that's the
what
whole premise
entitlement
of this
am I talking
conversation.
from? What
Because I'm speaking
entitlement?
from a point of privilege. You're speaking from a premise of they're entitled
You
to
do
be
have
here.
white privilege, but I'm specifically wanting
I
to
didn't
know
say
what
white privilege, I said
entitlement.
privilege.
What entitlement am I talking from?
Because it's a privilege to be in the USA.
What entitlement am I speaking from?
You're saying these people are entitled to be here. They're protected to be
I
here.
never
They have a
even
right
used
to
the
be
word
here.
entitled, but yes, they would be underneath our law.
But the way you're speaking about it,
What is
you're
because of
coming
our
across
law?
as entitled.
Because of our law.
Hold on, I gotta interject here,
Go ahead.
Chito. No, it's okay, man. It's not you. It's you keep using the word entitled. He never used the word entitled, not once. You just keep using that word. He never said
I get it, but
entitled. So no one is saying that they're entitled to anything. Got it? Now they are due certain rights under
saying
the
they're illegally deporting them.
Hey bud, shut up. They're due certain rights under the Constitution because guess what? That's how the Constitution works. If you don't like it, tough titties. Sorry.
Okay, but here's the issue: when people exploit the Constitution and trick it and use the asylum process,
You mean like
'cause-
Trump?
and just
You mean
use
like
the asylum
Trump?
process to
You
try
mean
and
like
stay here
Trump?
as long as possible.
You mean like
try to
Trump?
defer their court dates. That's
I
called
need a
scamming the
clear-
system, and
hold
I
on.
won't stand for
I
that.
need
And
a
that's why
clear-
9 out of 10 asylum seekers are denied.
That's
Okay, I
that's
need
not
a
true.
clear. So first,
Because they
off,
come here for
asylum-
monetary purpose.
Yeah, so
they don't
first
come
off,
here because they're.
Dude, that's boring. So I need a clear example of exploiting the Constitution by immigrants. Like, I need you to give me a very clear example of that. I don't want to hear your hypotheticals.
So here's one issue wrong with the Constitution: is it gives
I didn't say
asylum
issue that
seekers
is wrong
360
with the Constitution does not designate asylum seekers.
365 days for them to claim asylum.
That's not in the Constitution. Are you from here?
I'm from
being
Canada.
told. So you're not even here.
The Constitution does not say the word asylum.
Do you have dual citizenship? Is that why you think you have entitlement to American politics?
No, I'm gonna move to Texas.
So
Canada's
you're
going
living- so
bankrupt.
you live in
Definitely looking
Canada.
for are you from?
What part of Canada?
Ontario.
Ontario. So you live close to Michigan, don't you?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. So a Canadian man who is going to apply for citizenship in the U.S. wants to talk about entitlement and
That's okay,
privilege.
It's okay. He only needs to get what out of.
Yeah, I'm definitely
21
not privileged
questions.
living in Canada. I'll tell you that.
I'm. Woe is you living in Canada.
Cry
Woe
harder
is-
about
woe is
universal health care and
you. The last thing, and then I'll turn
socialized
this.
health care.
Last thing, and then I'll turn this over because I don't want to waste any more time with you. The asylum seeking is not within the Constitution. Can you tell me one violation of one constitutional violation that immigrants are committing? That's too
I
hard.
believe it's the 14th Amendment.
The 14th Amendment. What in the 14th Amendment are they violating and how? Can you
It
give me an
gives
instance?
no, not violate. I'm just saying it gives them
Oh, okay.
constitutional
So I
rights.
asked you for a violation. You just said the 14th Amendment, which does nothing for. Why did you bring up the 14th Amendment?
Well, because again, it wasn't meant for what's happening now.
I
It
don't
was
think
originally
you as
meant
a
for
Canadian.
it
I
was
don't
meant
think you
it
as
was
a
meant for
Canadian.
slaves
I don't think you as
that
a.
were coming out of
I don't think
slavery.
you as
It
a
wasn't meant
Canadian.
for people
I don't
that are
think
trying
you
to
as a
hop the
Canadian.
line
I don't
and
think
skip.
you as a Canadian is going to tell me, a black man, what the 14th Amendment was for. Respectfully, get the fuck off.
Oh,
Because
now you've gotten upset. I knew it would only take us so long.
I'm sorry, Truth Teller. You live in Canada. You don't know shit about our own constitution or our laws. You look like a fucking idiot at this point in time. I'm so sorry that you got upsetty spaghetti there.
Well, every time I talk to him, he gets upset. I don't know why.
I don't.
You're also just
remember you. You are
Again-
unrememberable. Tomorrow, you could literally
And then you
show up
brought the
on
fact that you're
Maddie's
black, bro. No
panel,
one
and
cares
I
that you're
would
black. That
not
just sounds like you're a
remember you.
victim.
Hey,
It's 2026. You've never been oppressed, bro. Relax.
hey, bud. Just real quick, I have a question
Your
for you.
ancestors didn't come from slavery. 80% African American.
What?
Excuse me, Truth Teller.
No, wait,
Oh.
wait,
Sure.
hold the fuck up.
Yeah, no problem.
No.
Yeah,
No,
man,
hold the fuck
we
up.
can go through your history book.
Actually, I've
You
already
did not
been through
come-
my.
your
Actually,
family
I've
did
already
not
been
come
through
from
my
slavery.
history. So you can keep him on mute, or the bitch boy can.
Bet
live,
you
right?
$100.
So my ancestors actually did come from slavery, West Africa. I've already did my ancestry. My mother actually is from my great great grandmother is from West Africa. I know my history. Unfortunately, I had to go and pay for that history because in America, black people didn't know where they came from. No, I know where the
ancestors
fuck
were
I'm
never
from.
enslaved in the USA.
I know where I'm from.
Hate
You
to break the news to
unfortunately are only from the reef of your family.
You never experienced that.
It's okay, incel. I know you are oppressed in Canada and that you need to flee the liberalized Canadian government so you can go and live in poverty in Texas with every other person. I get it. That is the aspirations of a mediocre white man, that they need to run to Texas in order to feel like they are actually somebody because you couldn't make it in California, let alone your own goddamn country.
By the way, thank you to the Oye on the Blue app. Thank you to Oye for saying, "Truth, you're Canadian. How you hating from outside of the club and you can't even get in?" Ooh, ouch. Hey, and by the way, Truth, I have a.
I can get in.
Sure you can, but whatever you say. Hey, question for you. What's this book? What is Camp of the Saints? Can you tell me?
Never read it.
Really, you never read it? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, well, it's one of Stephen Miller's favorite books. Did you know that? In fact, we have documented proof that he's sent out emails recommending this book to people. Did you know that? We have proof that he wrote emails and has recommended this book to people. Do you know what it's about?
What's the book about?
Oh, man. It's a racist French novel by someone named Jean Raspail, and it's actually super popular among neo-schmazis and white nationalists because it fictionalizes the white G-side and it popularized great replacement theory because it's super, super violent and schmexualized story about refugees. But tell me more about how Stephen Miller isn't a racist when he's literally recommending books that fantasize about the great replacement theory and being violently schmexual to refugees in America.
Can you please reference something in that book that you find that is racist?
Nope, I'm not reading a single fucking thing from this book. If you want to go read
So
neo-schmazi...
you just make a claim and no evidence. Got it.
No, I didn't make a claim with no evidence. I'm just not reading
Just pointed at
anything.
random-
I'm not reading anything from the book.
Pointed
If
at a
you
random-
want to read from the book, or if any of the other 800 people in here want
No,
to
'cause I
read
bet
from
the
the
book-
book, feel free to go do so and research it on your own. I'm not reading passages from that book because it's fucking disgusting.
I guarantee that book's not racist.
You said asylum is within our Constitution and that the immigrants are violating the 14th Amendment. I think you need to literally, if you want to
No,
be
they're
American,
abusing it. That's what
I
they're doing.
think that if you want to be American, you should at least know the Bill of Rights in the entire
Manuel, they're
Constitution.
abusing it.
How? No, not even how. I don't even want you to give
Because
me
they're
your
claiming
opinion on
asylum,
how.
and we
I
all know
want
why
you
they're
to. Asylum is not the 14th Amendment.
That has nothing to do with our Constitution for asylum.
What is our
Whatsoever.
14th? What is the United States 14th Amendment?
Well, clearly I don't know it because you just said I was wrong. So what is it?
I can't. Do we have any other?
You
Trump
just said I didn't know it.
Do we
so.
have any other Trump supporters who actually
Again,
know shit?
this
that wanna
guy's
come up?
Canadian.
Holy shit!
This guy's Canadian. He does not care about his own people. Then again, I will say it with my full chest. Manny isn't gonna pick you, dude.
I do
Manny
care
is
about
not
my
gonna
own
pick
people.
you. No,
When did I say
you
that?
don't. You don't care about your own people.
My country's
whatsoever.
fallen apart in the last 15
No,
years.
the fuck it's not. It's doing better
Yeah, it
than
has.
here. No,
Unemployment
it's
is
not. Just because
6.8%.
no. Just because
2.2
you
million people use a food
just
bank
because
every month in
no.
Ontario.
Just
Went from
because
250,000 to 2.2 million.
just because you're a mediocre white man who's getting a little uncomfortable because things are changing
Our government
doesn't
borrowed-
mean just because you're uncomfortable as a mediocre white man in the world, moving here is going to make you feel any better. It's not. You're not going to be picked here either, Truth. No one's going to pick you. No one wants you. No one does. You're a gross, pathetic, mediocre man. That's all you are. And I'd say that to your face, too.
Kind of sad you want to talk bad about me, yet you have no lack of discipline to not even go on a fucking diet, but have a good day.
Again, all you have is ad homs. You can't engage in a true conversation,
he ran
can you?
away, and he
Little
ran
bitch
away.
boy.
Nice, he ran away. Well, on that note, with that little dipshit running away, that was fun. Let's say thank you very, very much to our friends Olive and Manuel. We've had a great time for the last 2.5 hours, and this has been awesome. We'll have to do it again.
Thank you.
I really hope that you guys enjoyed
Yes,
this as
hopefully
much
we'll
as I
go.
did.
I did. We'd have to
I
do this
did.
again.
I loved it. Thank you for having me up. Love you, Nemo. Your number one fan. Anybody who's donated to anyone who's went to the link. I saw subscriptions go off. Thank you guys for following me on all the apps. Anyone who has donated to Blue, Blue is asleep. I've been messaging him. He's asleep.
We
I'm
can
about to
call him
I'm
after.
gonna call him after. Thank you for
call him.
anyone who did
Thank you, guys.
donate to Blue. I greatly appreciate that. Enjoy your night.
Thank you guys very much. And real quick, before they drop, make sure you've given your follows to our friends, and don't forget, if you do want, once you've done that, links in bios for any last support that you'd like to offer them. But W's to our friends one more time in the chat, and we'll see you guys on these mean TikTok streets. I'm sure I'll catch you guys later on. Okay.
Every morning, Monday through Friday, from 9 Central until 2. Well, no, 11. No, I'm off after Monica.
Okay.
Because then I go take a nap.
Okay. All right. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you later. W is for Olive and our friend Manuel. We appreciate you guys. If you voted for Donald Trump, we want you to hop in the box, have a conversation with us. Okay, it took a while. Our friend Jeff finally made it up. Hello, Jeff. How are you?
Hey, thanks for not giving up on me. Can you guys hear me?
Sure. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Hello? I've never voted for anything in my life.
Are you a Donald Trump supporter?
Definitely not, but don't fucking shoo me away just because of that. Give me 1 second. I'm walking in the dark right here, and just give me a second. Hold on. I waited a long time for this. So no, I'm not a Donald Trump supporter. I don't align with any of the parties. You know what I mean? I believe that it's all corrupted. It's all bought and paid for. I would say that I align with your guys' stance on the majority of everything that you guys have been talking about. I would like to, if at all possible, sort of redirect the conversation from like what is immediately happening, what's like hot in the news about ICE and everything, and I would like to get your take, Matt, on what the root cause of how did we get here? How did we get here today? I would like you to tell me what is the goal that Stephen Miller and them have? Why are they trying to create this chaos and get us to fight? What's going on?
Why you want to know?
Here,
why?
I'll try to do better, Matt. Hold on. I'll try to do better.
I mean,
the history of America has always been structural exploitation of our neighbors. The Colorado River does not flow to Mexico anymore, and it should. We cut them off from water, and then California lets them come across the border, and we exploit their labor and treat them like shit. We have never stood with them in solidarity. We have never treated them fairly, and now all of a sudden people are acting like they care about them, and they do not. Everyone is in it for themselves.
I think that's really reductionist. By the way, you have a ton of background noise. I don't know where you are or what's going on, but there's a like.
Hold on. Is it better?
It's hard to say. There were a lot of, I don't know if it was cars going by or something, but just to say that because of the fact that we've exploited our neighbors in the past, which obviously we have, and we've done a lot of terrible things
In the
name
past,
of
that's all we've done.
Hey, but if you're going
I'll
to
shut
ask
up.
a question,
Yeah,
let me finish what I'm saying, please.
Yeah, I'll let you speak. I hear. Yeah.
Thank you. When I say in the past, I'm not saying in the distant past. I understand that we have done that in the recent future. I just mean before today. Okay, that's what I mean. I'm just saying that it's really, really trying to you're oversimplifying something and trying to say like, well, since we did this in the past, it can't possibly be a situation where anyone actually cares about what's happening right now. But I mean
I'm not saying that people are wrong to feel the way that they do. I feel that it's righteous and they're on the right side of it. They are. But man, I'm struggling to find the words for this. We're all fine with it when we see it on the news, when it's in other nations, and then when it's happening in our own backyard, we can't handle it. Like we have no sense of empathy for our neighbors until it happens to us.
What specifically?
The oppression, tyranny has been the United States has been structurally exploiting the entire world through the IMF and the World Bank. Like, why do immigrants come from Mexico for monetary gain, like for monetary reasons, trying to build a better life for themselves? It's because the differences in currencies and the way that we keep them under our boot, dude. We cut them off from resources. We've always fought the world for their resources. We take everything from them and then sanction them and do that, this, that, and the other.
Hey, Jeff. We understand why migrants come to America and why undocumented people, we understand economic inequality, and we understand why that is, and we understand that a huge part of that is American policies. Venezuela being a perfect example of the sanctions that we put on them and destroyed their economy and drove a bunch of people to literal hunger, and so they decided to come here. Like, I understand. We understand that, okay? But I'm not 100% sure what the purpose of this conversation is. If you agree with what we're saying and you disagree with Donald Trump, I'm not 100% sure with this.
I disagree with Donald Trump, but I would also say that if I would have voted for Kamala Harris, you would have got the same thing. It would have just been a little different. You wouldn't have got
that's ridiculous. No, it wouldn't have been the same.
Renee
thing.
Good would still be alive. ICE would not be on the streets doing what they're doing today.
Fantastic. So it definitely wouldn't have been the same thing.
The overall agendas, though, like Maduro getting captured, all of that still would have happened. I got no audio.
No.
You think that Maduro?
Yes, I absolutely believe that. I believe that the United
what?
States of America has been bought and paid for. Everything has been sold. We have no say in nothing. We're occupied by Israel. How are we not?
Really?
Yes. Why does Israel receive more federal funds? Why do they get more aid from us than any other country on earth? Why are they allowed to influence our elections? How come they don't have to register? Tell me what it's called, Matt. I know you could rattle it off the top of your head. What is the act that they should register under? The FA something.
Registering as a foreign agent? You mean registering?
Yeah, why is
as
it
a
that
foreign
Israel
agent?
does not have to?
I mean, there's a long history with that shit. It's dumb.
It's pretty dumb, and like you really want to get into all of those reasons. I mean, we're not happy. We're not happy about
I would
that
like
either.
to know.
Okay, Well, I honestly, I don't. Well, number one, getting into that subject has been super touchy on lives lately, and I don't want our live to get taken down. Number one, and number two.
Oh, because Israel will take that shit down.
Yeah, no, it has nothing to do with that. This app is still run by China, bud. So, and they have absolute. They have control over certain things that we say on this app, and they don't like certain things being talked about. Sorry. Can't tell you why. There's also other ridiculous things that they don't like being talked about. Can't tell you why. But it doesn't really matter. All I'm going to say on that subject is it's really simple to find out from a strategic standpoint why that country is important to the United States. Also, dude, you still have so much background noise. Can you please be somewhere else where it's not super loud in the background? Because this is very difficult to work with you.
Is that any better?
Holy shit. Yes. Thank you. That is. Yes. Thank you.
It must have been the headphone jack in my phone making like a feedback or something.
Yep, I think that's what it was. Great, that's fantastic. All I'm gonna say, that's all I was just trying to say is that it's really simple from a strategic standpoint. It goes back a long ways. That's why it's
So
real simple.
from a strategic standpoint, back in the day, it was the best place and the only ally that we had to put. That's why a quarter of all missile defense systems in the world that we have is located in Israel. I totally understand that at a point in time it was a strategic asset because of its latitude and longitude where they were. That's the first chance to shoot them down. They're going to be able to do the math and give it to us, and if they don't shoot it down, then we'll have a shot at shooting it down. I totally understand that. But in 2026, that's completely irrelevant and doesn't even apply.
Okay, cool. Well, then I guess
It is
you
not-
should. Great. Then I guess since we all agree that we don't want that money going there anymore, guess that what you should maybe do is start voting in people who would
that's
take
what
that
I'm
funding
getting at.
away.
The left-
Because
the
when you
left is completely
when you don't vote, it's really hard to come up and complain about something, isn't it?
I totally understand that coming from. I told you I've never voted.
And how old are you, by the way, Jeff? Because we didn't even. How old are you?
I was born in '92. I don't know how old I am.
What? Well, you're either 32 or
I'm
you're
33.
33.
33.
Or 33 or 33 or 34 now, I guess. It depends if your birthday just happened in the last 2 weeks.
May.
But okay, then you're 33.
Oh, May.
Cool. And what state are you in?
I'm in Indiana, born and raised in California.
Okay, you're in Indiana. Great.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but you've never voted, so
No.
So what you could be doing is you could be voting in candidates who say they're not going to take APAC money.
A lot of people say that they won't take APAC money, and then once you're in that position and you're in office and your peers are around you, the influence is hard, bro. It is hard. Like I say that my moral compass points to the light, bro, and I wouldn't be corrupted. But if you were in that position, it is the people in power. It is hard to not, and if you don't, they will remove you via money and power.
So
they will get rid of you, and if they can't do it that way, they'll JFK you.
Oh, cool. So Jeff, what you're saying is, like, your moral compass points to the light. It actually just points to the couch. That's what I'm hearing here.
I love you, bro.
That's what I'm hearing. What I'm hearing is a defeatist, nihilist take
so
on
I do feel
electoralism.
defeated,
I was still talking,
I
Jeff.
do feel,
I was still
all right,
talking.
I hear you.
So, it sounds like we've got a defeatist perspective on how the political system inside the United States operates. Now, are those criticisms valid? Some. But the idea that we shouldn't participate because it's corrupt is a
It's
narrative that has been propagated by the right wing for decades. And it is one of those very effective means of discouraging people from going out to the polls or even paying attention to politics at all. And it suppresses the vote for the left ultimately. And so I mean, I've run into this with people who are apolitical, self-identified apolitical types. I have run into this with people who are hardcore leftists, who are like ideologically, I guess, in the same ballpark as me, and they're anti-electoral, like, or they hate electoralism, and so I mean, that there's nothing productive with that. Like, okay, cool, you're anti-electoralism.
You're
All right,
absolutely
cool. Well,
right.
then throw the first brick, dude. Like, go lead the vanguard. Go do something, Mister Lennon. Like, have fun. Go. Like, don't be on TikTok bitching about it. Don't be on TikTok being loud and like saying, well, everything's bought and paid for. We shouldn't do it. We should all just sit here on the live complaining about how the party's bought, and as conditions continue to get worse and worse and more people die, we will say, see, we told you so, therefore we are somehow not culpable for not participating and encouraging others to not participate. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It is a self-defeating.
So I agree with everything
behavior.
that you're saying, and you're sort of preaching to the choir. Like, I've just sort of woken up to it myself, and I've told myself that I'm going to be actively participating in my local elections and the larger ones too. I'm pretty poor. You know what I mean? I make like $800 a paycheck. I live paycheck to paycheck. I live in a trailer. I don't really have like resources to be. I don't have the time to like be involved in stuff or even know where to start. And I'd agree with you that it's like a mechanism for suppression. Half the country doesn't participate in elections. People think that you're either misinformed or uninformed about shit. No one knows what the fuck's true. Like, I would rather watch the chickens peck the ground because it's the only thing I know that's true. Can I ask you guys a question about our country, our nation?
In just 1 moment, I need to do 2 things real quick. To my friends over on the tube, we're gonna need to actually do a restart over on the tube. Apologize that we do need to do a restart, but we're gonna have to do that. Just want to say thank you real quick to JKit and Random. Thank you for the gifts over there. You guys were kind. Appreciate that very, very much. But we are gonna do a restart over on the tube side. So just as an FYI, it's going to come right back up. I just needed to let you know. Also, thank you to Tammy on the Blue app. Thank you, Tammy. Tammy says, can't believe we waited an hour for Jeff the Boomer to find the request button, and this is what we get. Well, okay. Well, okay. Thank you, Tammy.
But like, how dependent we are on fossil fuels. Like, if diesel was to run out, the food wouldn't be in the supermarkets. It'd be in, boxes somewhere that wouldn't make it to the store. Do you guys think that this is sustainable, the way that we're living? Cars, the roads, the amount of driving, resources that we're burning? And do you think that it's morally justifiable for us to essentially steal these resources from our neighbors and then party, bro? We live in a land of plenty. There's abundance here in America, not because we work harder than our neighbors, but because of structural exploitation, because of us winning and dominating. Like, do you guys believe in empire like that? Like, you guys were talking to the other guy from Canada, and like, you're not even from here. You want to be involved in our politics. Like, he's just north of you in the woods. Mm-hmm. You really believe in borders and nations like that?
No. The reason we were talking to him that way is because he decided that it was his job to lecture us on being Americans and our own Constitution and our laws. That's why. That's why we talk to him that way. We don't give a fuck about the Canadian border, bud. I live in Massachusetts. I crossed the Canadian border a number of times driving or flying. I don't give a fuck.
I'm talking about humanity, all the borders, the southern borders,
exactly.
the border below
and
Mexico,
I don't care. And I've also been to Europe many times, and I love driving around the Shenzhen zone and not having to show my passport as I drive from Spain into France or France into Italy or wherever the fuck I'm going. I love that. I think it's great. And so I think we're all on the same page, but the reason we were talking to that guy that way is because he thought that he should be lecturing us, American citizens from Canada, about our laws and our Constitution. That's why we said that to him.
Do you believe that it's fair for us to live better than our neighbors because we're exploiting them? Do you think that us as a nation should look in the mirror and help Mexico and help all of South America, like soft power?
How do you propose
soft power,
that we do that?
Soft power across the globe.
Oh, cool. How do you propose we do that?
How do I propose that we do that?
Yeah.
Work, labor, going down there, helping them with infrastructure for clean water, electricity, renewable energies, clean energy, fucking, I don't know. I don't have the answers for that.
Are you proposing that the government be involved or no?
Like, I would like to say yes to that, but not in the form of government that we have today. Can I ask you guys another question that's completely irrelevant? Our 3 branches of government that we have that was set up way back in the day when it took fucking 2 months or so to communicate from the East Coast to the West Coast. Now we've got fiber optic. We communicate at the speed of light. Do we need representatives?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel that we still have representation?
Not adequate representation. Yeah. If you want to say, do we need more representatives in the House, then sure. But
as the population has grown, has the representatives grown with it? Like, has the ratio stayed the same?
No, it was capped back in I think it was 1929. I want to say. There was I think it was like Permanent Apportionment Act, I want to say is what it was called.
I feel like, sorry, keep going.
Yeah, so it was capped at 435 back in the early 19